least it got stuck on a good color.
Yeah. Oh, this is the problem. I knew it. Y'all saw it.
You're 100% right.
I knew something was fucking off. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, that's way better.
Look at us. Now we're bright.
No,
Instantly.
our butts are colorful.
Yeah.
Backlight. Call it that ass light.
Call it that ass light.
Got that backlight. Call it that ass light.
Sounds like a Big Sean lyric. Like,
But like, not a good thing. You don't want to like a light ass isn't a good thing. Like, it's all about the thick
shit.
asses.
That's true. No, well,
No,
yeah, you're right.
She got no booty meat. Call it light ass.
call it ass light.
Okay. All right.
What a start.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we're alive. All right, we're going to jump into the podcast now in 3, 2, 1. Yo, 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 and hello and welcome to Game Speak Podcast. New episodes go for free feed subscribers every Wednesday in audio format on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast platforms, as well as in video format on YouTube so you can see us in stunning HD, where we need you to hit subscribe and click that notification bell. We are streaming live every Monday at 7:50 p.m. CST on twitch.tv/GameSpeakPodcast, Facebook.com/group/GameSpeakPodcast, and on YouTube if you want to catch the show as it happens before anyone else. Be sure to go ahead and join our ever-growing community in the GameSpeak Podcast Discord at dsc.gg/GameSpeakPodcast to hang and talk games, battle and catch Pokemon, get show updates, find friends to play games with, and so much more. This show is 3 BFFs bringing you the hottest video game news of the week. I'm one of your hosts, Jamel Al-Jafra, alongside Brent Bass.
Yeah.
And Devon Mayer.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well, hello, boys. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
It
Too
has.
long, in fact.
Been doing a whole lot. I don't know about y'all, but I've been fucking all over the place.
I also have. I've been maximizing that summer vibe. I went to the lake a few days ago. I'm going again tomorrow. If you want to go to the lake, bro, are you working tomorrow? Feel free
Yes.
to. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, just
I work
kidding.
Monday through Friday.
Oh, no.
Which, by the way, we need to mention that. I guess we're going to start doing the podcast on Tuesday nights now.
Oh, yeah, it's Tuesday.
Yeah,
Is
so
this a permanent thing now?
I mean, I guess, because like if it works best for you.
I mean, so far, like I've just been getting scheduled on Mondays and not on Tuesdays a lot of the time, but I don't know if that's just how it is going to happen all the time. I don't know.
I mean, we can
You know?
be flexible with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
it may be Monday night, it may be Tuesday night, but I know
For the
there's a
live
lot of
stream,
people that like to listen to the podcast on Tuesday morning. Like
I
people,
thought it was on Wednesday morning.
it goes up Tuesday, but I don't like announce. I don't go on like Facebook and show.
okay.
Like it's been going up literally the next morning.
Shows
So,
how much I pay attention to this podcast.
yeah, you don't listen to our podcast. No,
just
but-
know that we're going to do our best to get you guys an episode
The
every
cast.
week. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Even
It
if
might
it's
be
a little late.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or early.
It's going to happen
We'll figure it out.
one way or another.
But anyways, back to the summer vibes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what lake?
We went to Lake Bryan. Have y'all ever gone out there?
I've been there once a very long time ago, the first time I ever wakeboarded.
It's super chill out there, dude. Yeah, if
That's
you're
nice. It was
wakeboarding,
nice.
it's a good place. It's a big lake, and you can, ride around on boats and stuff. But there's
Yeah.
also a good place to swim. Like, the bottom's real sandy.
I would say, yeah, they
And,
have a nice
like-
little beach out there.
Yeah,
right?
there's like, well, sort of,
Like a
yeah.
sand- like a
little-
man-made beach.
It's kind of grassy, but as soon as you hit the water, like there's there's maybe a foot of like rocky pebbles and stuff, and then it's just sandy bottoms, and
So
you
it's
can
like a
swim around.
State park type situation.
It's a state park type situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like swimming holes, but it's not an actual state park. Otherwise, I could get in with my state park pass, unfortunately. But there are like camping areas and like grills and stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's a good
Nice.
place to go. Bring
Dude.
the fam, hang out.
I went to this one state park. Like there was like a summer where Brittany and I went to like 4 or 5 different state parks, and there was one where there's this thing called like the Devil's Hole or something.
What?
Have you ever seen that?
Whoa.
The Devil's Beehole or something? No, it wasn't called that. It was called like Devil's Pit or something like that. It was something about the devil and the hole, and it was this giant like rock you could jump off of into like this deep part of the water, and but it was really cool. And
Sounds like Jacob's Well.
maybe it was Jacob's.
Where was
No,
this
it
at?
wasn't Jacob's Well. Hold on,
When
we gotta
I was
look
in
this
Mexico,
up.
I went to a place kind of like this. It was like a big cavern, and it had like a
El Chupacabra.
natural spring type thing at the bottom, and you could walk down these like stone staircase that they had like carved into the rocks and stuff, and like swing on a rope. It was really cool.
I think it was called Devil's Hole. Yeah, It's called Devil's something, but now I can't find it.
I'm just gonna call it the Devil's Beehole from now on. Man.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Here at Devil's Waterhole. Devil's Waterhole is what it was called.
You were close.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's the little rock. And, like, it was so nice, like the little area.
I'm not gonna lie, I was imagining it being like
way holier.
real like scary for some reason
No,
when you
it's
were
just
describing it.
That it's like real nice. Though
That sounds awesome.
Where's that at?
this is in Inks Lake.
Why is it called the
State Park.
Devil's
It's called
Hole?
Inks Lake State Park, but that's what it looks like
I
from
don't know
there.
where
It's
that's
actually
at
That looks super dope. We should do that.
yeah, dude. It's not that far. Inks Lake State Park. Let's see where this is at. It's on the Colorado River in Texas Hill Country. So it's like in the Hill Country.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
not-
gotta say, that's one thing that's great about Texas. We have a lot of like beautiful places.
There's a lot of diversity in
the
Texas.
state.
Like,
Yeah, for sure. You
like-
go across,
You go to West Texas, you're in desert.
Yeah,
you
we
go
got
to Hill
beaches.
Country.
you
Yeah.
know, a little
Oh,
bit of
yeah.
everything.
And
Literally.
also, like I said, the one with the dinosaur shit. We need to go.
Oh
to that
yeah,
one.
Dinosaur Park. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
wait,
should
can-
still go to Roswell. We were talking about going to
Oh
Roswell.
fuck yeah, dude! Roswell would be so cool.
I've been wanting to do that.
I was over by Roswell.
Really?
Week before last. Yeah, I went
You
to.
see any aliens?
So we went to Phoenix. Well, no, I say over by Roswell. No, we drove through New Mexico. I don't know how
Oh,
close we
okay.
got to fucking.
If you go through New Mexico, you might as well be by Roswell.
yeah,
that counts.
yeah,
That
right.
counts.
Because there's literally nothing in New Mexico except for like desert and a couple towns in Roswell.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
but no, I went to Phoenix for a bachelor party.
Oh,
and
fun.
We took a Sprinter van out there for some reason. The trip was fun. Like the drive was getting there was fun. Getting back, not so much. No, I went to Phoenix and I hiked a desert mountain, and it was described to me as a trail, and I almost died on said trail because it wasn't a fucking trail. And I fucked up and drank a whole bottle of whiskey the night before
Oh shit!
and didn't really hydrate that much.
At least you didn't drink it on the trail.
Yeah, right.
Johnny HP Soundcraft got to throw out the fucking logo, dude. The name, the brand,
brand,
the
yeah.
brand. He said you got to see the museum in Roswell. Which museum? Is it like an alien
I
museum?
think so.
Dude, that'd be dope. Like, do they
Y'all
have
shoulda had-
actual parts from the
Roswell
fucking-
really embraces
Dude,
the
I don't
whole
know. That'd be
alien
cool.
thing,
Yeah,
right?
I mean they should. It's like probably brings a lot of fucking tourists to their town and boosts their economy. You know what I mean?
I think I would like to go to Phoenix as well. Oh yeah, he said yes. It is the aliens.
Nice.
But yeah, the Phoenix.
Cool.
That's it. They got the Phoenix Lights, bro. There's aliens all in that area.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's because it's a desert and people just see shit, I think. I don't know. There's nothing
Nah,
out there to
'cause that's
see.
where the aliens is.
Yeah,
bro.
dude. Aliens love coming to Earth and just going to where there's literally nothing.
Yeah, like,
That's their favorite shit, dude. Like
Yeah.
that's just how it's.
so they're
been.
not
That's
disturbed.
because the aliens is the government, dog.
Nah, dude. Like,
No.
nah, bro.
So-
they like that one place, Skinwalker Ranch, just because it's got a cool name. You know, like
Yeah,
they like to
no.
go hang out there.
I mean, I would go there too. It's like the
If you were
devil's
to have it.
hole, you know what I mean?
yeah,
it just sounds cool,
the
you know.
Devil's Pit, dude. Like,
But
yeah.
no, so I almost died on this mountain. It was 2,800 feet. Like, it was a 2,800 foot
ways.
hike. We did it in an
Both.
hour. And right before the peak, because I didn't hydrate enough, I stopped sweating and got severely dehydrated.
Oh,
and
shit.
like, I was like, hey boys, I think I'm about to be in a bad way. I was like, one of my buddies, he's a like EMS firefighter and whatnot. I was like, hey man, feel my arm. And he touched me. Like everybody else is just drenched in sweat because we're in the fucking desert.
Yeah.
And he touched me. He's like, oh shit. And he's like, yeah, you're about to be in a real bad way. He's like, and so it was like right before the peak, we took a break and I chugged some water. And then we made it to the top and it was dope. We could see all of Phoenix and Scottsdale and everything,
Cool.
like everywhere all around us.
would
It
you do ayahuasca in the desert?
Yes.
I feel like that's the best way to see aliens. Like,
Probably the best way to
Communicate with
see a lot of
yeah.
that's yeah. Johnny was saying ayahuasca. Is
Best way to
probably-
talk to the snake gods, you know what I mean? Like,
Or maybe
Dude.
not ayahuasca, some fucking peyote. Yeah. Peyote is more deserty, I feel like.
Yeah.
When I think of like desert tripping, I think of peyote because it's derived from a cactus.
Have
I
you
always
played
think
that
of
VR
desert
game,
tripping.
the ayahuasca VR thing?
No.
It's so fucking trippy, dog. You gotta try it. I think it's free on Steam, and it's like basically you're just in VR, right? And you're in this like shaman priest world or whatever, and the shaman guy's like, and then all of a sudden you just like start having this VR trip, and like everything turns into fucking snakes, and all this crazy fucking shit happens, and it's like super fucking trippy in 3D. If you ever want to like show somebody some really trippy VR shit, and it's like their first time ever doing VR, this is like the
Put 'em
perfect
in it.
thing because they don't have to do anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just
one
like
of
an
those-
experience you just like
What it-
watch.
Yeah.
What if you like do acid and then put on?
It
the
would
headset and do
probably
that?
fucking blow your mind.
Good luck,
I'm not even
yeah.
gonna lie. It would be really scary, is what it would be like.
Good fucking luck. That yeah.
Yeah, just do ayahuasca and then do the ayahuasca.
Do the
VR.
ayahuasca experience. Holy shit!
You just
Or
like,
would you even be able to see the ayahuasca experience if you're doing it? I heard ayahuasca is like you kind of go to a different place kind of trip.
That's what it was like in the VR experience.
you went to another place.
You really got to try it. It's wild.
Yeah,
I'll have to- yeah, I'll have to look into
ayahuasca.
that.
Yeah, you really got to try it. It's
Well, no,
wild.
no, the VR experience, of course,
okay.
not the real
No, I'm just kidding.
ayahuasca.
Do hardcore psychedelics.
It's wild. Yeah, but anyways, what else do you guys do?
I watched-
Started a new job.
Oh, sorry, you started a new job.
Yeah, started a new job today. I am a commercial HVAC technician now.
Fuck yeah.
Went from home building back to HVAC. So I think HVAC is just going to be my permanent calling now.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Is it the calling though? Like, do
It's
you
just what
feel
I'm
it?
really good at without being super stressed and hating life.
I think that's
Good.
kind of what's important in life.
Yeah.
Is finding what makes you not super stressed and that makes you enough money to survive. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
doing that. you know?
My starting pay is pretty good. I've got my own company truck this time. Like, it's a really good setup. Seems like a really good company.
Heck
So,
yeah, dude. I'm
Big-
happy for you there.
big chilling.
Now you got enough for child support and everything. Dude.
Yeah.
All 15 of your kids can
About to say,
finally
my
eat
6
again.
baby mamas hadn't stopped hitting me up. I heard I got
all of it's paid now. You know, you still have like $10 left over.
You're not
for
gonna lose
yourself.
the house anymore. Like,
just trying to show Nick Cannon I can do it better than.
Dude, Nick Cannon.
He's
That's
literally
crazy to me.
He's literally got like 8 different baby mamas.
It's wild how
and, like,
many baby
15
mamas
I
kids.
he
get
has.
wanting to have 8 kids, but 8 kids with different mamas. That's just like a lot of work.
my thing
that's a
is
lot to
like
keep up
you
with.
got to divide yourself. Like, okay, you got to choose which baby you want to spend Christmas with. You know, that's the hard part.
No, you
there,
just.
know?
I mean, he's got a mansion. I guess you just send an Evite out to all of them. And,
Oh,
you know,
that's true. You can all just have a big Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and all the babies' mamas come over. You know,
We
and
going
then-
to Nick Cannon's Christmas today. Honestly, that'd
Do
be
they call
dope,
him
dude.
Dad or
Yeah.
do they call him Nick Cannon? You know, like, is he around enough for him to be
They-
Dad?
Dude, they can't just be like, Nick Cannon, can I have an ice cream?
If my dad was Nick Cannon and I was like the 8th kid out of the 8, you know, and I know I'm like the least, or actually the 4th kid out of the 8, like the one that like he
Middle
forgot
child.
about.
Yeah, the middle child.
But like, yeah, I'd be asking for way more than ice cream. I'd be like, dude, like Nick Cannon.
Dude,
like,
why is Nick such a cool celebrity name? Nick Cannon. That's a dope fucking name.
I think it's the last name more than
Yeah,
the
it's the
first
last
name.
name.
I
But
don't know. Nick Carter's a cool name. Fucking Nick, what's Nick Cage?
anything with Carter at the end of it too. Though,
Nicolas
like John-
Cage's real name isn't Nicolas Cage though. It's like he changed it to be a lot of them
Because it's
changed it.
dope as shit.
Hold up. This is actually.
It's hard to argue with that logic.
Hold on. This is great. This is great
See, like
podcasting.
Brent Cannon, Brent Carter. Like it
Yeah.
all just
Oh,
sounds.
Brent Carter sounds.
Brent
dope,
Carter
dude.
does actually
Yeah,
sound
if you ever
dope.
become a celebrity, change it to
Brent Cannon doesn't work as
No,
well.
but Brent Bass is pretty cool though
yeah,
too.
no, it does. That does roll off the tongue.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna talk about the fake name people. We got first Billie Eilish.
Pretty sure J.K. Rowling is a fake. I mean, obviously it's a fake
what do
name.
they call like
It's a pen name. Yeah.
pen name? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I almost. went
I don't know what her
pseudonym.
real name is.
Winona Ryder is a fake name. Her real name is Winona Laura Horowitz.
Huh.
And then Emma Stone's real
Don't
name is
blame her on that.
Emily. No, it's like duh.
Well, that's not like.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
not-
come on. That's just like a shortening of your,
Yeah, nickname.
Yeah, that's a nickname. You didn't like legally go fucking.
Yeah, so
I mean, you
some of
might
these-
have, but
Yeah,
Kanye West's name isn't Kanye West,
No, it's like
or it wasn't. I think he legally got it changed at some
Kanye
point.
East.
the most obvious one is like Marilyn Monroe. Her name is Norma Jean.
I knew that one at one point.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali's original name was Cassius Clay, I think.
Yeah, but he changed it for a different
For,
reason.
like, religious
Yeah,
reasons.
he didn't change it just because
But
he
still, I
wanted
mean,
a cool
you
name.
know, like people know him as Muhammad Ali.
dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Alicia Keys is actually Alicia Cook. That's
Really?
Yeah.
that's crazy, dog.
The Weeknd. That's not his real name. No. What? I thought it was The Weeknd this whole
No.
It's on
time.
the driver's license when he's like 16, just the weekend.
Oh my gosh.
McLovin.
Brad Pitt's real name is William Pitt. Duh. Well, no, not really. I guess
yeah,
that's
I
not
wouldn't
Bill.
have known that.
Yeah, William
No.
Pitt. So Will Pitt. I mean, it sounds kind of cool.
No, dude.
Will
No.
Pitt.
There's a reason he went with Brad. That shit's dope.
What about Gigi Hadid? Gigi Hadid's real name is Jelena Nora Hadid.
I don't know who
that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't really matter.
Did you know that Lady Gaga's name isn't actually Lady Gaga?
No.
What's Lady Gaga's name? Stephanie something?
Stefani Joanne Angelina Germanata.
It's Stephanie, dog. I'm just kidding.
It's Stefani, bro. And then obviously Rihanna. Rihanna's name is Robin Fenty.
Really?
Robin.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's why her like
Interesting.
she has that Fenty stuff. That makes sense.
That's her brand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll get ready for this. Cardi B's real name is not Cardi B. It's
Cardigan Billiglass.
Belcalis Almanzar.
Oh yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
What were her parents?
They're like, yes, Belacus.
Where are her parents?
How can we make this child's life harder? Let's give her a name she can't even pronounce. Like what?
Johnny says Nicolas Cage's real name is Barry Clementine.
Really? No, you're just making that
I
fucking
think
shit
he's
up.
making that
You're
up,
making that up.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
I don't buy it.
I don't
Hold
buy
up. We
it.
need to do some research. I need to check
Yeah.
this out.
Barry Clementine, Nicolas Cage.
Are you looking it up? Hold
Yeah,
up.
Real name.
Real name. His real name is Nicholas Coppola.
Oh.
Because he's related to what's his name, Coppola. So that's why he changed his name, because he didn't want the nepotism help, basically.
Oh.
He wanted to get famous without the famous name.
Damn, that's a pretty baller move.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he's not like fucking in a position to really receive that much help other than just the namesake value. He's like the brother of the, you know what I mean? Like,
He didn't want to
He
be in
said,
the shadow.
John said, I lied.
We know.
But anyways, all right, enough of the fake names. Who was it? It was you? Or did we move
But yeah, I was yeah. Other than that, I mean,
You got your new job?
Yeah, went to Phoenix, new job, saw lots of desert.
did you see Gajira?
I don't know if we can say that. Hold on. We're going to have to pretend we never said that. We're scrubbing that out. Just
We're
kidding.
canceled.
Look, if I can't say Godzilla with a offensive Asian accent, then I don't want to say Godzilla.
Hold
at
on. We're
all.
scrubbing this part out too. No, I'm just kidding. no, go ahead.
Can't scrub the truth.
Anyways, yeah. Speaking of Gajira, I watched.
-1.
Yes. Yeah. I watched half of it. It's so fucking long. Like for a Godzilla movie,
How long?
it's like 2.5 hours long. So I put it on.
It's really good, though.
It got like to the part where Godzilla's like coming up on the land, and like the girl's looking out the window and she's like, is this Godzilla? And then like he picks up the train or whatever, and I'm like, okay, we have to be close to the end now. And I like pause it, and it's like still
Bro,
got
that's like
this
the
much-
best part of the movie.
It's not
right
even
there,
halfway.
dog.
It's not even halfway. It's still got like
And you're complaining? Like what?
I don't know how
Yeah, that
much
shit was dope. dude.
Yeah, well,
I'm not even
I
gonna
haven't.
lie.
I haven't seen it.
You got to check it out.
I heard it just hit Netflix. but
you got to watch
It's
it with
sick.
subtitles though. You can't watch it with the.
Oh, fuck
the
it. Watch
dub.
the dub, dude.
no, I'm
If you
not
watch-
watching any.
If you don't watch the dub, you'll quit watching halfway through the movie.
That's
like
not
you're
why
not-
I quit. I
No,
quit
I'm just
because I didn't have that much time. I was like, dude, I don't have time to watch another hour and a half. But like,
Fucking good.
I thought it was a Godzilla movie. Like, it's not a fucking epic tale of Odysseus. Like, I just fucking
Kind of is though.
Just
in this one, I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean, the guy. It starts off. It's more about the people than it is about the Godzilla. you
I'm
know?
out.
It's
It has a lot to do with Godzilla.
it's like
too,
the
though.
anime, or it's like an anime in live action, and not in a just saying that because they're Japanese, but because of like the way that they do the storytelling.
This
Wow,
is gonna
Janelle,
sound
it's
crazy, but to
awfully
me,
offensive.
it felt like if you were to take Godzilla, like the classic Godzilla,
Yeah,
and you were to mix it with that movie, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And it would
Not where I thought you were going with this.
that's how I feel about
I'll
it. Like,
fly away.
I mean, seriously, like I don't know why, but that's the vibe it gives me when I'm like, if you were to make Oh Brother, Where Art Thou depressing, and then add
I
Godzilla
mean, it's kind
in
of depressing in a lot of parts.
but make it more depressing, take all the singing out of it and shit, and then add Godzilla into it in the places where
Actually,
they're
make Godzilla sing the songs.
yeah, exactly. Every time they sing a
man.
song, Godzilla goes on a rampage instead. Okay, that's basically what you got going on here. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's
thought
basically
you
about
was
a
a
dude
dude.
who's like a kamikaze pilot, and he
failed his mission if he's still alive.
He chickened
failed-
out.
He chickened out.
He basically lied and said his plane was fucking up, so he wouldn't have to go on his fucking kamikaze run. And then they send him to this place where they're like fixing the kamikaze
Mechanics,
planes.
yeah.
Yeah, this is like an island of like mechanics where they fix up the kamikaze planes. And then Godzilla fucking attacks the island. You know what I mean?
and
like,
he,
oh,
and he
thank God.
chickens out. Trying like.
Oh yeah, he's
he-
supposed to shoot it.
The guy's like, shoot. He's like, you're the only one who knows how to use the gun on the plane. And so like they're like, go, and he's like, I don't want him. They like force him to run out. And he goes over. He's just a bitch. And so he's like on the fucking plane he's got Godzilla in his sights. And this is like Godzilla before he gets all big and shit. This is like
Yeah.
Lil Godzilla.
So this is like before the end of World War II. So this is like 1954 or whatever. And then like 55, the fucking nukes go off or whatever.
which
40
caused Godzilla
44
to get
and
real
45.
big.
What's that?
44 and 45.
Yeah, sorry, 44. So, like, the nukes go off, and then fucking the next year, Godzilla resurfaces, but he's, like, skyscraper size and, like, shooting fucking nuclear rays out of his mouth and shit. But, like, whenever they originally see Godzilla, he's, like, fucking...
He's just a T-Rex.
He's
basically.
big, He's, like, big enough to, like, fucking look at us through the window here,
Yeah.
but he's not, like, fucking, you know what I mean?
He's like, yeah, he's like just a
A two-story stall.
big old boy.
Yeah.
And so he freaks out and gets all the mechanics killed except for one of them who's just like, I hope you remember this for the rest of your fucking life, you piece of shit. He's like, if you would have pulled the trigger, all these people would be alive. Like, and then so you're following this guy who's like a bitch. At the
And then he
beginning.
comes home after that. Right after that guy gives him the speech about like, fuck you, all these people would be alive if it weren't for you. He gets home and his neighbor's like fucking like blames him for like their like
she's like,
the
you're
nuke
still
going off.
alive?
Yeah, she's like, if you would have gone through with your kamikaze mission, my kids would still be alive and blah blah blah. So like,
Yep. Sounds like he's at fault. I mean,
yeah, so he's basically just getting all this hate because he
and then
didn't commit
Godzilla
suicide.
shows up and fucks up a lot of shit, and it's still his fault.
Basically, and then
Pretty much, yeah.
it's like his mission to like, he's like, well, I'm gonna make up for this by killing Godzilla or something, like in his mind, like.
Well,
or at
he
least
has
where I
another
was
run
at.
in with Godzilla at some point. Like he gets a job like clearing mines after the war because there's like mines floating around in the water still.
Yeah.
So he gets in this like tiny wooden boat and they go through and they like cut the magnetic mines and then shoot them with like a machine gun and blow them up. And so like they're out doing that one day and then Godzilla resurfaces and like, basically everybody thinks
They
he's
sent
fucking
them out
crazy
there.
because he's seen Godzilla twice and like, but he's like with one dude who like survives the ordeal with him. And then later that guy goes on to like form a fucking Godzilla killing task force and like he recruits the fucking dude because he knows he's had 2 run-ins with Godzilla previously, so it's
And
like
didn't do shitty.
who better to fucking consult about Godzilla than the only other person you can.
I wouldn't want the guy who survived Godzilla twice by himself to be on my team. 'Cause
Right? Yeah.
I'm like, wait, so what happened to the rest of the guys? Not important.
It was a pretty good movie though. I enjoyed it.
Speaking of watching stuff, Sunday HBO did a documentary on Renfest.
I saw
Really?
that.
Was it good?
Yes. It's interesting.
Is it
So
like
the owner-
talking shit?
The owner's a fucking crackpot. I'd heard about that years ago.
Is he still alive?
I think. I don't know. I hadn't because the documentary takes place in 21, I think. And he is in bad health when the documentary was filmed. I'm pretty sure he's still
I
around.
think he's dead.
I haven't heard of him pass. Last I heard, he's still around kicking.
Texas Ren Fair is still around and kicking. That's for fucking sure.
Well, I don't think if he died, it would go away.
No,
I think,
definitely not. I mean, I'm sure it would pass on to.
Well, and so that's what the whole show. That's what the whole documentary is like the power struggle of who's gonna take over the festival after him. Because
oh, really?
Yeah,
that actually sounds kind of interesting.
They
I
call
might have
him-
to read that
They
or
call
watch
him
that.
they call him King George, and he is when you watch the show, it looks like a dramatization, but it's not. He's fucking crazy.
Then he was like, I started it because I just wanted to see a bunch of women walking around in chainmail or something.
No. Like on the trailer, he's like,
What does he say?
on the trailer, like the first time you see him in the trailer, he's like, if I had to choose how I was going to go out, it'd be screwing a woman. That'd be the perfect way for me to go out. And meanwhile, like one eye is like way off to the side. It's not a good look.
I gotta watch that. Oh my god.
And
They're
and
gonna
then
get us shut down over there. Like.
dude, either that or dude, man, this coming TRF is going to be a fucking shit show.
Why?
Because if this show gains any ground, if it gets popular and a lot of people watch it, then people are going to show up to see
It'll probably only gain traction with the people who already go to the Ren Fair, and
Yeah.
they've probably already got like a opinion formed about Ren Fair. You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know if it gets real popular, because the show is actually pretty interesting. I kind of compare it to like Tiger King, but Renfest.
Yeah, John says it's good. He said it was a good doc.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, the first episode's out, and but yeah, it's about the power struggle of like who's trying to take over the festival, and like one guy's trying to just inherit it, another guy's trying to buy it. The one guy who's trying to get it inherited to him, basically, he seems like he has a lot better vision for it and wants to keep it like more Renfest. The other guy that wants to buy it wants to do way more shit with the festival,
Like commercialize it, like-
yes.
Get McDonald's in there, dude. Old McDonald.
Yeah, he wants to do, like,
Sponsored by
more-
Monster. There's just a tent. Like,
He
Yeah,
wants to do like more raves, and like there was years ago they did a rave in the festival.
no, I actually know a guy, and he talks about that a lot. Like he went to one of the raves at the festival, and it must have made an impact on him because he's like, it was the best day of my life, bro.
Apparently it was insane, but it was also really bad because the aftermath, like, because I think there's even camping as well. So like it was TRF times 100.
Yeah.
Like
No, he described it as like the craziest night of his whole life. Like
yeah,
fucking-
like apparently there was a fuck ton of ODs. Like
Yeah.
people were getting rushed to the hospital like left and right. So they never did it again. They only did one rave as far as I know.
Yeah.
And they even had like
He said he got VIP tickets because he walked around. They were doing a thing where if you collected X amount of trash and like brought it to the like cans or whatever and brought
Oh,
it
that's
to the
cool.
thing, like you would get VIP tickets. And so he spent his whole day at Ren Fair just collecting cans. And then that night he got to go on stage with there was some famous
Hodor.
Like, yeah, like
yeah, so the actor who played Hodor, there was a couple big names there, but then like the actor who played Hodor in Game of Thrones, apparently he's a DJ
there was
as
somebody
well.
else that was like
He's
kind of
a
a big
DJ.
deal.
Yeah, he's a DJ. He was at the
DJ
Renfest.
Hodor, dude.
He was at the Renfest rave, and they had it. Y'all know how they have like stages all through Renfest. They had a DJ on all the stages and shit.
Oh,
like,
that's
and you
kinda
just
cool.
walk through the whole festival, and it's just one giant ass mega rave, and it was huge, and it was like as far as like people showing up, it was a really big success, but it was also really bad because of all the ODs and like people. I think like there might have been some deaths. I don't know.
There might have been some deaths.
The main issue was like the just overabundance of drugs and shit, and so they nixed it right there,
Yeah.
and for good reason. I mean,
Just from watching from afar, John says Ren Fair camping is debauchery that I plan for every year.
well, John, me and you are one in the same, dude.
I was gonna say, like, just from a distance, like, it's not like I know enough about this, but I feel like they should just hand it to Cody Goldsby.
And just let him take over.
Yeah, I feel like Cody Goldsby is so much about Ren Fair that like
Yeah.
they might as well just give it to him. You know what I'm
Fucking,
saying? He knows how to party. He seems like the kind of guy that could make it happen, and he knows Ren Fair.
Yeah.
You know?
No, me and Goolsby we always connect once a year at Renfest at some point.
Yeah, I vote for Goldsby. I'm gonna start that up. Like, give Ren Fair to Cody Goldsby.
Yeah, we need to make shirts. We
But-
should make a second documentary, just like follow Cody around.
at Ren Fair.
He's just like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "This guy is the dude
He's gonna
who should own
this
Ren
place.
Fair."
He's gonna own this place. So
The
watch
pirate.
yourself.
Yeah,
We just need to speak it into existence, you know.
It's interesting though. Give it a watch. It looks like it's drama.
What's it on?
What's it on?
HBO.
Oh,
HBO
okay.
Max.
Damn, it's
Wow.
on. Not even Prime
I was
or
about
Tubi.
to say we're fucking
I was
up here. Yeah, I was gonna say it sounded like a Tubi thing. Yeah.
I was thinking some
No,
Tubi.
it's on HBO Max. So
Shit.
and that's why I'm like, it's gonna gain some like, it's gonna momentum, and like, there's a potential like next year's TRF is already getting way too fucking big as far as like the amount of people that show up now. It's gonna be insane next year.
Call me crazy. Maybe we should make it bigger.
Yeah, the bigger the better, dude.
No, I mean
Dude,
like the actual like fairgrounds.
Yeah,
like
like
let's
add
add
some-
a fucking like section to the fucking.
They've been
place.
doing that.
You know what I mean?
They recent like 2 years ago they added a decent-ish section. It's just about acquiring more land at this point.
Fuck yeah.
It's expanded as far as they
We
own
taking
land.
over.
But it's like they've got to buy more land from people that are around it. But now the people that own the land surrounding the festival are like holding out for like big money for good reason.
They should add a
I don't
PvP
blame them
area.
on me. Oh yeah, dude, that'd be tight.
The wildy? They should put the wildy in that bitch.
John's. I guess he was talking about Cody. He's like he's involved in the debauchery for sure.
Yeah, I'm not no specifics, but no, his group is definitely one. If people know of any of the debauchery of Rainfest campgrounds, no, the pirates are a big part of that in a good way.
They're
It's
part
not-
of the debauchery.
It's not like a not in a
I guess
bad
if
way.
you're a pirate, you kind of have to be.
If you've heard of Jenga, Jenga in the campgrounds. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah. I remember you telling us about that,
Yeah.
or about kind of what that was. But anyways, Brent,
Anyway,
anything
yeah.
else?
Sorry, tangent.
Let's see. My life isn't as exciting as you guys. Like I said, I went swimming. I went to the lake. Watched Godzilla. It's pretty much it, man. You know, just
Nice.
worked, chilled.
Work chill.
Oh, I went to Galveston too for a little bit. I had a little Galveston day. It got a little
Nice.
rainy, so we, did some rainy day Galveston stuff. You know what I mean? Went to the fucking strip, walked around, did the
Nice.
candy shop over there and stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
But it was nice. It was nice.
That's
I
what's
like,
up,
I like
dude.
this trend.
Yeah, not too much going on in my life. Just working on drawing still.
Yeah, Call of Booty.
And
Shout out to Call of Booty.
Call of Booty. Oh, that's the Cody's.
That's
thing?
the pirates. That's
Yeah.
like the biggest. They're one of the main focal points of the entire campgrounds. They're right there by the fire pit, and they have a big. They have literally a big pirate ship with an arena in front of it where they play Jenga. And
Oh,
yeah, it's a good time. Y'all have to come. Now that there's a show and everything, y'all have to come camping with me next year.
I don't know if
Yeah.
we can now because it'll be too packed.
No, we'll find a way.
We'll fight into we. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, just drawing. I watched movies. I tried to find a new anime to watch. It was very hard to do.
Kaiju number 8.
Dude, I
Did you
can't.
try that one?
I tried it. I couldn't
Oh.
get into. I don't know. I have like very specific needs when it comes to my anime. Like, so I don't know what it is. It's like
I haven't found a good anime in a long time. Well, at least
Yeah.
one that like scratches the itch. You know what I mean?
I like something that's like deep, like on a storytelling level.
Oh, yeah, no, Kaiju's more action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't give a fuck about action animes.
Yeah,
like,
it's weird because I want a deep story with my anime too. I think that's important. Like I kind of set Death Note as like the par for my anime. So like I look for things like that are kind of cerebral but also like grounded. Like you know what I mean?
I did. What was the one? I literally started something and it was pretty good. Now I can't remember what it was, but I started Vinland Saga. I was like, okay,
I
It's
did
alright.
like 3/4 of a season of Vinland Saga and it lost me.
it's like I don't really care because it's not a fantasy world. Like, if I'm gonna
It
watch,
is, but it isn't.
yeah,
Like,
it's like half and half, and
Yeah.
so I couldn't really get into that one. But then there was one that I watched that I was like, holy shit, that person's like a straight just psychopath, and I can't even remember what it was because it fucked with me. Like, JoJo. Have you ever watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Adventure?
I know
Yeah.
of it. But
It's weird.
I
Yeah.
can't get too into it, but that one's fucked up too.
all I know
Like,
from that is Dio. Like,
Dio's fucked up. He's a psychopath, like straight
Yeah.
up. I can't.
It's hard to follow because it like jumps around so much in like time. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It just follows the different JoJo lineage.
Joe Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. Yeah, the Joe Stars, but it's so funny to like read it, like because I was like reading the manga version of it, just because I'm like trying to look at how people draw things and stuff. But like it's so weird. Like it was written in the '80s with like this hyper, like over the top, like I guess like it's satirical. Like it's meant to be funny, but also serious. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like everyone's just like, oh no, JoJo, what are you going to do? You know, like that, like it's like Austin Powers level joking, but like then someone will just kill a dog, and I'm like, oh god, like I don't know how I feel about it.
Emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, it's like hard to stick with because it's so like you'll be like, okay, this is interesting, and then like he like teaches him about I forget what they call them, stands or something, like their power system.
Yeah, it's like stances or some shit.
Just stands. I think stands. And so like I'm like, oh cool, there's a power system, and like he explains it in the dumbest way. Like it's meant to be over the top and stupid, you know, where it's like he's like, I can take. He's like, throw this pebble into the water, and like he'll like throw it in the water, and then it makes rings, and he's like, what happens if you throw another pebble into the water? And then like another one comes in, the rings will like go away. He's like, if you use yours, your rings inside of your body against his, and it's like the most fucking, it's the dumbest shit I've ever seen or read or even watched, but I couldn't do it. And everyone's named after like a band name, like Speedwagon and like Dio. Like all of them are named after like metal bands from like the 80s. Yeah, and like but it came out in the 80s, so it's really interesting to see that. Like
there's a big following, like
weird,
a cult following of JoJo.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's very much alive today. Yeah.
But yeah, that one's an interesting.
It's got a video game and everything, like.
Mm-hmm. But I couldn't find anything really to stick to, and so I once again watched The Matrix. Anyways, but let's move on to currently playing. What's everybody playing?
Let's see. I'm still playing Hades 2 a lot. I mean, I've kind of slowed down on Hades 2 because I've kind of beat the dog shit out of it, and like, there's not like I know they're gonna add more stuff to it eventually, so I'm kind of just trying to like, okay, I'm going to come back and play this more whenever it's finished, you know what I mean? But, and then I beat Baltero finally. Like, I beat every, like, difficulty level of it, you know what I mean?
Card.
I basically have, like, almost 100%ed it, you know what I mean?
Nice.
And, I'm having fun with that. And then, let's see, what else? My nephew is in town, so I've been playing Gorilla Tag with him a lot.
What's Gorilla Tag?
VR.
It's this silly little VR game where you like you got to walk with your arms, so you like fucking are like throwing yourself like this, and like you're climbing up walls and stuff. He's really into it, so every time he sees me, he's like, Uncle Brent, let's play Gorilla Tag, and I'm like,
that
all
shit
right.
is fucking crack for children, apparently.
He loves it, bro.
I tried to play it one time because I saw a funny video of it, and I got swarmed by just little squeakers, and I was like, this ain't for me.
It is Squeaker City, dude. But like, he just wants to play in like private lobbies with me, so
That's hilarious.
It's cute, and he has a good time, so I don't mind.
It's a really cool little like. It's such a simple but fun like premise to it. Like, you literally just run around and try to climb a tree and tag the other gorilla. Like, but you gotta use your arms to get around. It's fucking
My mom's
ridiculous.
like, he's always playing that game. I'm like, it's better than sitting on the iPad, I guess, because at least he's like doing
his
this
shoulder,
shit. You know what I mean?
His shoulders are
Like,
gonna be fucking jacked.
like swole as
He's
shit.
gonna have like bowling ball shoulders like at age 10.
Bro, for real, he's gonna be ripped for sure. Like,
Yeah,
All
I
for
played it.
VR.
I tried to play it for like 10 minutes, and myself, I was like, "Holy!"
I mean,
fuck,
he does
my
that shit till the battery dies, and then does it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
he's gonna be strong.
It's crazy how kids get like stuck on one thing like that. It's like yeah, my nephew's just now starting to actually pay attention to the fact that he has a Switch. So like he wanted to play, Mario Kart or whatever. So I set up his Switch on the TV and put on Mario Kart, but I put on like the bumpers and like, make it to where it's always going.
Yeah.
And, like all that stuff. So basically he can't fall off, he can't fuck up, and it's going to always just go straight.
yeah.
And
Is
so,
he having fun with it?
oh yeah, he fucking loves that shit. And so like he'll just sit there and play that like all day. And then
Do not coddle him, Jamel.
no,
Take the bumpers
He
off.
must learn.
Trial
No,
by
dude.
fire.
well, that's what he was saying. He did. He was like being bad.
They will learn fast, dude.
Yeah.
Those little kids, bro, like they
The
pick it up fast,
Yeah,
man. It's
the
wild.
dexterity in little kids these days is insane compared to like us when we were little, or at least I don't know.
I mean, even
He's
in
like
VR,
4,
like
though.
it's
He's
crazy
real
seeing what
little.
Owen can do, like in that Gorilla Tag game. Like he'll do these like little moves where he bounces off the wall. I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
You know, like,
They got the confidence, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Is he was like he's being bad about something. I don't remember what it was. I was like, hey man, I was like, don't do that. And I was like, I'll show you how to play, Mario Kart for real later. If you're good or whatever. And I was like, you'll get actually good. And he's like, I'm already good. I'm like, dude, what?
okay.
It's a little some bitch. Take the bumper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
like, all right, let's see about that.
That's the thing. Like he's just like, I'm already good, bro. I don't need to be good. Like
What you mean?
I'm like, what the heck, bro?
That's why you got to take the bump. That's why you can't be letting him play with those
I know.
bumpers.
That's
'cause
how-
he's,
yep.
he's over here getting cocky,
It's
thinking
so,
he's the shit.
dude.
And
He's
it's gonna
go-
hurt him more.
I was about to say he's gonna go to school in a room full of his peers that have been getting their ass kicked by their
No
brothers and
bumpers.
sisters. Yeah.
And then he's gonna like play and lose and just like be like his mind is gonna get blown. Like,
living in
Yeah.
a false reality.
Exactly. He's probably on that 50cc. They're gonna bump it up.
it was 50cc.
I'm telling you, dog.
But he's 4. He can barely like.
Got to give
like
him that reality.
I'm like
check,
teaching him the
dude.
buttons on the control. I'm like, all right, hit A. Because like trying to teach him how to go through the menus. Like that's
Telling
like
you,
the
dude.
hardest part for a little kid.
Trial by fire. We need to take him, put him in Fortnite, dude.
Oh
you know what
God,
I'm saying?
no. I don't want him to be a Fortnite kid, dude. I feel like he'll just only play Fortnite.
Fortnite's a gateway drug, dude. It gets you on the shooting mechanics and stuff.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? Like,
what did we started with like
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye is the earliest shooter that I can remember. That it was
Yeah.
really like it hit that spark in my brain that was like,
yes.
I fucking love this shit.
I don't know if it was GoldenEye for me. It was the other 007. It was like Agent Under Fire
Nightfire.
or The World Is Not Enough. That's what it was. The one on the N64.
Are you talking about the one with the blue
Yes.
N64? Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I think that was either The World Is Not Enough or Nightfire. I think
Nightfire
it-
was on the GameCube.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, World Is Not Enough was
yeah.
on the N64. That was the one I played.
That was a
lot.
dope ass game, dude. I remember playing that at Best Buy, like looking up at the display, you know how they have the controller and you're looking
Oh, yeah.
all the way
Just
up,
breaking your neck.
until my fucking neck was just cricked, dude. I played half the game just at Best Buy,
Dude, at Toys R Us, that was the first time I ever saw a Sonic game, and I saw Sonic Adventure, not Adventure 2 Battle, but Adventure on the Sega Dreamcast, and it was the part where you're running from the well.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
coming out. Dude, that just blew my fucking mind.
I feel
just
like we all
wanted
have a
that so
moment like
bad.
that where you just get your mind blown by a game. You know what it was for me was when I playing Max Payne as a kid.
Oh, dude, that's scary. For
'Cause
some reason, Max Payne scared me.
It
when I was a
scared me
kid.
too, that first subway level, but also I was so intrigued by it and amazed by the
Same.
graphics and stuff. I remember because I played it on my grandmother's PC, which
remember.
at the time was probably really high end. You know what I mean? I'm sure she had a really good PC. And
His grandmother was a gamer.
Yeah.
She played Morrowind.
Bro, yeah,
all that
no.
shit.
The first time I played Half-Life, me and my grandmother sat there and played that shit together.
That's awesome.
I remember she used to always be like, Brent, what's a good game I should play? She would ask you, what are some good games?
She was
coming
really
up and
into
shit.
the point-and-click adventure type games.
Yeah, I
which
was
is-
say I remember you talking about
Myst.
playing the puzzle. Yeah, Myst.
Yeah,
with
she
her.
liked Myst, and she liked those Nancy Drew detective games a whole lot.
She also had, what was that game that it was a shooter, and it was you play as a chick, and it was
Oh my God! No One Lives Forever.
No One Lives Forever. I remember she had that, and that
You know you
blew
can
my mind.
download those games online for free right now because basically somehow the rights to them just got lost in the ethos and
Wow.
nobody really owns the fucking the
No One
legal
Lives
rights
Forever.
to it right now. So you can go on a website that's basically dedicated to preserving the legacy of No One Lives Forever. That's the only purpose of these people's mission is to preserve the fucking game files and shit. So you can go on there, download them, play it. They got No One Lives Forever 1 and 2. Both are fucking excellent games with really, really good graphics for when they came out.
Oh yeah,
like,
they were ahead of their time.
They came
dude.
out around the same time as Half-Life, but they look like fucking like Halo 2 type graphics. You know what I mean? Like they were like that good for the era that they were released in. You know?
It had like a very British like look to it. It was like a female James Bond.
Exactly,
basically.
with like a 70s like Austin Powers flavor. It was like serious Austin Powers, but you're a girl.
It reminds me of Deathloop.
But
like
not
the
that
way
serious.
Deathloop
Yeah,
was.
it was very Deathloopy with the same kind of aesthetic and everything.
Yeah.
The gameplay was really cool. It had like stealth elements. There are parts where you're like killing ninjas with crossbows and like, you know.
I just remember the silenced pistol.
The silenced pistol was cool. You had all kinds of sweet gadgets, like, and because you're like a girl, you know, secret agent, they had all kinds of cool like James Bondy gadgets, but like girly, you know. So they had like a makeup mirror that has like a laser in it or something, or like a lipstick that picks locks and shit. You know, like it was really creative and
like totally spy shit.
yeah, exactly. Like,
It's for the girls that didn't want to play
do I
Barbie's horse race or whatever.
Stop! He's nipping at my feet.
Hey, chill.
Game speak dog.
Was he growling?
I think you might have. I mean, I might have got him a little, but like I wasn't like kicking him or anything. I'm just
No,
trying
I
to
think-
put my feet down. Hey, relax, buddy. It's okay.
I think he was like half asleep. But yeah, that game was awesome. And and just I remember, you know, like you were saying, Max Payne. Max Payne was one of those ones where like I just got sunk into it. Like I was so into it, but so scared. Like I would get to certain levels and like I would want to keep going, but I was like afraid, so I would wait till the next day when it was like daylight.
You know, Halo was like that for me when I was a kid.
The flood?
It was not even like, I don't know what it was, but like the very first level in Halo scared me as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know why. Like after I played it, you know, like what eventually got me over my fear of Halo, I was scared of everything as a fucking kid.
Same.
You know what I mean? But like Halo specifically scared the shit out of me, dude. I don't know what it was when the fucking elites and shit start coming on the ship. I was like, oh my god, this is terrifying. And I think also it was rated M, and I was afraid my parents would like come in and there'd
That
be some
too.
kind of sex or something going on, you know?
Dude,
like,
I always thought like every rated M game was just gonna be full of sex.
me too.
And
Me
yeah,
too.
nudity.
I thought for sure
There were a lot of them back then that were though, but
Yeah.
like you know, not all of them were that. Smooth.
Most of them weren't really that
Them
bad.
old
like,
low polygon tits.
yeah, like Dead or Alive. I'm surprised your parents let us play Dead or Alive. Like that was over the top. Like
The only
that was like my most played game. Too.
I
Like,
know,
I
dude.
played that shit all the time.
I remember we played through like just we were like we played through every single character's like game just so we could get their like sexy cutscenes,
yeah.
dude.
I remember watching the sexy cutscene for Christy where she's like in the shower and it's like the steamy, foggy like shower mirror, and I'm like, I felt like I had to watch that shit away from my parents. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Like
it looks so real.
yeah,
back
you
then,
go back
dude.
and watch it. It's like it's not. I mean, like the graphics are all right for fucking when it came out, but like it is just not as.
It's not what you remember.
Yeah, you remember it looking like fucking just like a real fucking person. You know what I mean? Like
it's just a bunch of like smooth circles.
everything's all shiny. Like
Yeah, like literally her arm is just a tube with like a hand at the
like
end of it.
plastic looking.
Yeah,
the
but
basic cylinder shape.
yeah, literally like construction for like a drawing character. It's not even like they finished all the details. Just like, and then they just added a bunch of jiggle physics.
We had a lot of fun with that game. Man.
But yeah, dude, yeah. Anyway,
I was gonna say the only game that I can remember scaring me was the serial killer one.
Manhunt.
Manhunt.
Oh, that was.
dude, I wasn't
freaky,
allowed to
bro.
play that shit.
I didn't play it, but I remember being a wee lad, and it was like a church lock-in or some shit, or maybe I was in like Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts. I don't know. It was something like lock-in overnight, and like a bunch of people brought video games and stuff. And this one older teenager, he brought Manhunt, and we were watching it, and like us little kids were like behind the couch, like, oh my god, this is fucking
Dude,
what? Like oh, like
There's a part of that game at the end that's actually fucking nightmare fuel. Like fucking, I think it might be the last boss, but like at one point you have
Pig
to
guy?
fight a fucking pig guy with a chainsaw, and he's like fucking terrifying, dude. He goes real
he's the
fast
main
and
bad
like
guy.
runs at you and shit. Like
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's
never-
been like popping up on the TV the whole time. Like he's the one that was controlling
Yeah.
all the shit.
I still never to this day I've never played the game.
It's a weird ass game, bro. Like,
it's a stealth game. It's literally just a stealth like
murder people.
Yeah, but the thing is like, okay, so basically, I think the whole story is that a prison gets like taken over by this pig dude or whatever, and he lets all the inmates out, and you're in like a high security like prison. And so you're having to all the people you're killing are other inmates. Like they're not like, and it's for like a TV show or something. Like he's putting it out on like snuff films. Yeah. And so like that's kind of the premise of the story. I don't remember where it goes, and I don't remember if you're like a killer already. I think you were a serial killer before you were put in there or something. Some weird shit. But anyways, yeah, games used to be off the fucking wall, dude.
I was about to say, I'm trying to think of another weird game that's like not meant to be scary but scared the shit out of me as a
Conker's
kid.
Bad Fur Day. There's a lot of parts of Conker's Bad Fur Day that scared me.
You know what scared me? You remember that game Gex, the gecko?
Oh, yeah.
Like there's like a level where you're like a vampire or something, and like there's like water coolers full of blood everywhere. That freaked me out as a kid. I don't know why.
That's the same with Conker. There's a level where like there's like a vampire, and like you're going through and there's zombie squirrels and stuff, and their eyeballs are like hanging out.
Bro, speaking of Conkers, we have some stuff to talk about today that made me think of Conkers. I can't wait to get into the news in just a second. Like,
yeah, we need to do that definitely. Anything else?
Yeah, what else are you playing?
Well, I got onto a really weird, like super addicted, been grinding it out. DBZ Xenoverse. Or Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2.
Good game.
Me and my brother watched Super Broly the other day because I had never seen it, and we both just got like a really bad itch to play Budokai 3 because me and him would play like
Y'all playing against each other.
He was little bitty. No, because he's on Xbox and I'm on PC. It's not crossplay.
Oh.
Otherwise, he'd be catching the fucking smoke. But but no, like we've both we've damn near both got maxed out characters and shit. The whole week basically has just been dedicated to that.
Have you played
game.
any of the other Dragon Ball Z fighting games?
So I don't like side fighter or side scrolling
so
fighters.
You don't like
Z
Fighter Z
or Fighter Z?
Yeah.
No, I don't care to play.
Did you play Kakarot?
I played a tiny bit of Kakarot, but I wanted more freedom and like to make a custom character.
That's real.
Because like in
Kakarot just plays the story. Which if you want a fun way to recap Dragon Ball Z, that's like just more fun than rewatching the series. Like I really think that like playing the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game is a great way to go. It cuts out a lot of the filler from the fucking show and like just gives you the juicy stuff.
Xenoverse even does that to an extent too. Like the main story of Xenoverse, you go through the whole DBZ fighting all the
really?
main villains.
Oh, that's cool.
With like a little bit of changes, and it doesn't give you a whole lot of background of what's going on. There's like cutscenes and shit, but
I firmly believe that Kakarot gives you enough detail to where you could replace, like you could completely replace watching the show with playing the game.
That was the whole
like,
point. I thought.
Yeah.
It was to just give you the whole like series in that one.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, Xenoverse will give you the series in a very brief nutshell as well in the main story. But then, the custom character and collecting all the different, they call them awoken skills, but like, there's different Super Saiyans. There's you can get Ultra Instinct if you're a Saiyan, you can get all these different abilities and stuff. And you can collect all the different like super attacks and stuff and go into like online raids and stuff like that. So it's actually a lot of fun. I've been having a really good time with it.
Oh yeah.
And then I've been playing Battlefield 2042.
Oh wow, yeah.
They're doing a limited time event. They have fucking search and destroy now, in a sense. It's a 4v4, everybody's got one life, and it actually works really fucking good for how like their different operators and stuff will have different abilities. And like the maps that they picked out from their big maps, like they'll take like little sections. They're like really well balanced, and the gameplay is actually really good for a search style. Like kind of, it's not search in the sense that you go and plant a bomb. There'll be an objective, like two teams start on either side of the map. There'll be an objective in the middle that unlocks after 45 seconds or something. So you can either try to like rush and just kill everybody, or play the objective or whatever. But it's a lot of fucking fun. I've been having a great time.
I'm gonna have to check that out. You know what I just thought of? There's another game I played. Have y'all checked out that Lords of the Fallen on Game Pass at all?
I saw some of our Discord buddies play it.
It's pretty neat. If you like Dark Souls-y type games,
it looks really good, like really flashy and really shiny.
It's pretty, yeah.
It's real shiny. I just that's one that I downloaded and started playing, but like I know that Shadows of the Erd Tree is coming, and I was like, I'm
Don't
not
get
gonna
burned
get
on
into
this.
this. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll try Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and so I downloaded that on my PC on Game Pass. And my PC can't handle it. The CPU can't. It literally was like, yeah, you can't play this
shit.
on high. Like, and I didn't want to play it on medium, so I just fucking backed out. And
What CPU do you have?
it's only 4 cores. That's the problem.
Oh,
And so,
okay.
so I got on my Series X and downloaded it on there. And I started playing, and I have it on like the hardest mode, but it's too easy. And I was like, it just.
Wait, what?
It
I
doesn't-
did actually find Jedi Survivor to be significantly
It's
easier
real
than the
easy.
first one.
I had to agree with that because, like, I played the
I think
first
they dumbed
one.
it down to make it more accessible, which
Yeah.
I kind of found
The first one
disappointing.
was pretty hard. It
Yeah.
was. It wasn't like out of like. It wasn't like okay.
Dude, that
this
last
is
boss fight
impossible.
on the first
That
one
was
was
bullshit.
rivals any fucking Dark Souls boss.
I-
Bro. Like fucking.
I agree in one way that it was difficult and annoying, but I don't agree that it was the same as well thought out as like.
Oh
another-
no.
Like it didn't feel as
Just straight up difficulty wise, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
It-
you had
she
to
was
be
just
dodging
tanked, yeah.
perfectly, dog. Like
Yeah.
because her like little fucking lightsaber throws were like almost perfect, and they like kind of
Yeah.
track you, so you have to dodge at the last second. Like,
But the rest of the game itself is what I meant. Like but at least in the first one, it was difficult. Like this one, I feel like I'm just walking up and I'm mashing buttons. Like
eventually, I mean, there are parts of the second game that are difficult, but like the first game gave you that oppressive like Dark Souls-y kind of feel the whole game. You
especially
know what
with
I mean?
the big monsters.
Survivor was more of like a you're a badass Jedi now. You
Yeah.
can fuck shit up.
Don't
Which
get me
I
wrong,
don't
I had a
want.
lot of fun with Survivor. Like
Yeah.
I enjoyed it from beginning to end, but like I do agree it was slightly easier.
I agree
There were-
entirely because like I played the first one. I got and it was before that I was really shitty at Souls likes before Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Because like I really dedicated. I was like, all right. I was like, this game looks fucking amazing. I'm gonna get good at Souls like
Yeah.
games now. So I really spent a lot of time getting better in Elden Ring. But before that, I played Jedi Fallen Order. Got my ass fucking whipped and dropped the game pretty quick because I was just like, this bullshit.
See, I played Fallen Order right after I played Sekiro, which has like almost the same kind of like blocking mechanics and stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
a very similar
the
gameplay wise.
stamina system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I played Survivor and I fucking breezed through that shit. And I was
Yeah.
like, I know I'm better,
Your
but I
Elden
don't
Ring
think
training
I'm.
definitely helped a
It
little
definitely
bit,
helped, but I
like-
was like, this is still not as hard as Fallen Order.
no,
Like,
for sure, for sure.
yeah, and that's like I think
Still a fun game though. Had
Yeah.
a blast. I've gotten through half of it. I need to go back and finish it.
I'm just not in the mode or in the mood for it or something. I don't know what it is. I'm kind of at like a stale like part. Like I'm just kind of waiting for Shadows of the Erd Tree at this point.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding a game that I really want to play. I put on Daggerfall last night thinking I might try that, but the controls are
It's
too
too
weird.
old, dude.
But the game actually looks good. I'm like, okay, this like visually, I'm like I could get behind this, but
Yeah.
like actual like gameplay wise, I'm like this is trash. But
Yeah.
I saw that there's like a Unity version with like updated modern controls and stuff, and all you have to do is like own the Steam version, which I do. So I think when I get home tonight, I might try to like, because I feel like if I just had controls that didn't feel fucking dumb,
Dated.
like I would be able to play it and have a good time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's also I've really been like for some reason like I just got this like urge or like this like nagging feeling that like I want to play just a good Nintendo game, but there's like they're at the end of the line with the Switch, so nothing's coming out that's like worth jumping
What about
into.
Thousand Year Door? Have you already played that?
I played that back in the day on GameCube. So it's like, I don't want a remake or anything. Like, I just want a good, like, Nintendo quality game. And so I'm thinking about getting one of those, like, carts that you were talking about for, like, the 3DS.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
like, all the DS games that ever came
It's
out.
a great idea, dude.
Just so
You'll-
I can
at least
play
one of
something.
those games will hook you. And like, there's a bunch of like the old Fire Emblem games and stuff that
Yep.
came out for 3DS. Those are all excellent.
It's like the Fire Emblems. I want to play some of the visual novel ones, like the
Professor Layton games.
Professor
and stuff.
Layton's. Like I played one of the Professor Layton's. I don't remember which one it was, and I loved it. And then also they've got so many good like card and puzzle games and things like that like I'm just in the mood for like something just. What's the word for it? I guess the word I'm looking for is wholesome. I don't know. Something about Nintendo just makes me feel good.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when I'm just sitting there. It's like I know there's nothing really too dark about it, but it's also like a deep, fun like game.
Fulfilling.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fulfilling. So and that's
Have
really
you
what I
played
want.
Fire Emblem Three Houses yet?
No, I didn't. No.
You should play that shit, dude.
I don't know if I can do it, dude.
It's so good,
every
bro.
time I've played a Fire Emblem game, I quit. Like I'm not.
Fire Emblem
into
Three
that.
Houses mixes in the perfect amount of social gameplay. I don't know. It's a really fun game. I highly recommend it.
I'll check it out. I definitely want to, but I need something to hold me over till Erd Tree. And then I played X Defiant for like a week, and that was fun. It wasn't like the best thing ever. It was kind of like a shitty version of Call of Duty. But
I tried that with you too. I'm not a fan. It's not terrible, but like it didn't scratch the COD itch that I've been missing.
Maybe I need to try it because I'm not a COD player. You know what I mean? I can't get into COD, so maybe. But I've been wanting a shooter that I'm into, so maybe I need to try it out.
It's just
Play some
PvP.
Battlefield with me.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not a bad idea
It's on.
either.
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking, and it's in a really good spot now. Like the gunplay is really good. The maps are better now. They reworked a bunch of the maps. Battlefield 2042, 3 fucking years later, fuck you EA, is actually in a really good spot.
Okay, I'll
it's
download
It's
it.
a really good shooter right now.
Yeah. Or you could wait till Call of Duty 6 comes to Game Pass.
Or fuck the shooters and come play Chivalry with me.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
Dude,
actually down for that.
I played some Chivalry yesterday. Day before yesterday, and that shit is so much fun still. Anytime I hop into that, it's because it's like you can get in like 64 v 64 player battles and shit.
It's probably super active right now that it's free on Epic Store
It's
too.
it's free, and it always stays pretty active. You can always find a match really fast, and it's just all out medieval warfare. Like you run, like whenever you like start a battle, and it's like each battle is like different segments. Like it's always like a defending faction with like an attacking faction. Like for instance, one is like you're the bad guys coming in ships to like attack a village, and then you move through the village to like the castle walls, and then you move through the castle walls to the castle, and then you got to kill the king.
Oh, that's fun.
It's shit like that is like how these matches play out.
Yeah.
And so there'd be like times like when you first start, if it like some of the best starts is when it's like just two of the armies just facing off at each other, and y'all would just run and just start swinging swords and shit.
Oh man, yeah.
There's a bunch of different weapons to use. There's several different classes that have different attributes and whatnot. I'm like a lighter. It's like called a Vanguard. I play a Vanguard, which is like a lighter armored knight with a giant fucking sword, and I just cleave it through crowds.
Oh hell yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. Or you can be a knight. You can be a fully armored knight with a shield and a sword, or a warhammer, or whatever. Like you can do all kinds of different combinations.
You can be like an archer or something.
Yeah, you can be an archer with a bow. You can be an archer with like a long bow, short bow, crossbow.
Are the archers just spammy as hell? Is everybody an archer?
If they're good, they're fucking bitches. You can run a guy with a spear. They're also pussies because fucking they're so hard to like. They can just go up and like poke you, run away, and then poke you some more. And if you're trying to, here I am, just like fucking fight me. Like, but dude, like Chivalry is a badass game. It does not get enough credit. It's really good. The mechanics they're simple enough to be able to pick up and play, but you can also get in depth with it to be like a badass.
Yeah.
Because there's like different types of swings, different speeds of like there's 2 different speeds of swings, and you can kind of also speed up a swing, or you can feint and like do different moves to
Dude,
like
that's
really.
cool. I've always thought if you could like take the the UFC game that I play all the time has such crazy mechanics as far as just like how much you can do. Like I was thinking if you were to take like the like ability to like move your head and dodge and like duck under punches and like all the little intricate things that make that game so detailed, and then put it in like a game where you're like fighting in a bar or something, like trying to get your way. You know what I mean?
A
like
big bar fight. Yeah, that would
dude,
be
that
fucking.
would be
That
sick,
would be awesome.
dude,
yeah.
like.
What was that game that everybody loved, like at the end of the sometime around the Xbox One and PS4 era, where it was like a medieval fighting game, like it was just PvP, just online.
Might have been Chivalry 1.
No, it wasn't Chivalry. It was
Oh, you're talking about For Honor.
For Honor.
Fuck For
Oh,
Honor.
yeah.
Do you remember how popular that shit got? Because
Yeah.
it was like Dark Souls fighting, but with everybody like against each
I
other.
will say For Honor was really good until they added some what I forget what they call their characters. They added some characters that had some really broken spammable abilities that they didn't fix for a very long time.
Yeah.
And the only people who stuck around were the ultra sweats. Like if you get on that game now, it's only ultra sweats that play that shit. And
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's still
not
people
fun.
playing. That game's so old now.
Yeah, it's they've kept up
Still
with
looks
it.
pretty good for how old it is. You know what I mean?
It's gotten graphical updates. It's kind of like the Siege of sword fighting, in a way. Like the only people who still play it are the ultra sweats who have been with the game from the start. Kind of like Siege. Like only the ultra sweats still play Siege for the most part. I tried to make a return to For Honor maybe 6 months to a year ago, and did not enjoy myself. Like,
No.
but Chivalry is fucking great in that, you, like I was telling you, the pick up and play ability is definitely there, but you can also hone your skills and get good and be a badass on the battlefield, and it's just chaos. Like
Yeah.
you can, limbs are getting chopped off. You if you like land a head strike like just right, you'll lop somebody's head off like as soon as the fight starts.
Oh, that's cool. I'm definitely gonna get on that.
Yeah, and there's just crowds. Sometimes it'll be like everybody's getting funneled into a bridge and they're trying to push like a ram go into like a big castle door, and so it'll just be like 20 on 20 on this bridge, and you gotta, and there's like a little bit of friendly fire in a sense, where if you just go swinging wild, you can hit and run into your sword will like hit on teammates before it gets to like the enemies and stuff. So you have to take that into
Oh
account.
man, I'm gonna be
You have to,
chopping
like-
my fucking teammates up.
It
dude.
happens all the fucking time. So you have to like think about that and like cleave. Like if you have a big weapon, you have to do like a down strike or just like stab at them and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Or run. Like, oh.
Yeah, no, you can run, and yeah, it's Chivalry 2 is a badass game. I highly recommend it.
Awesome.
We all three need to get on that shit.
Yeah, I'm down.
So, yeah, I've played it with you for a little while there.
Did you?
Yeah. I played Chivalry 2 with you when it came to Game Pass. That's what it was. It went to Game
Oh yeah,
Pass.
we played it a couple times.
But all right, so we are gonna jump into the video game news. Just remember, we didn't write these articles. We just went around the internet, grabbed them. We're bringing them all to one place for your ears. And I think we need to do some of the stuff from last week that we missed, kind of like how we did a recap last week. So I'll kind of go over, or the week before. So I'll go over some of the big stuff that we missed. I'll be choosy about it. First big one is Bethesda and id Software's next Doom game is reportedly called Doom: The Dark Ages and is expected to be revealed at next month's Xbox Games Showcase, which not next month, that's on the 9th actually. It's already June now. This came out like a week or two ago.
The Dark Ages.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. I wonder what that means.
That could go one of two directions. That could go way, way back in time, or it could be like further in time and like the demons took over and shit.
Yeah, because apparently it's supposed to be like a prequel or something.
Oh, dude.
I'm thinking like a Doom, medieval Doom. Like you
Medieval
got,
Doom would be fucking
you know,
sick.
swords and shit, fighting
That
the
would be
same
cool.
Doom monsters.
Count,
you know,
count me in, dude.
Yeah,
I'll take on
crossbows.
some
That'd be
Doom
fucking
demons
sick.
with some swords and oh yeah.
But
Dude,
like
I'd play that. But
hell
I'd
yeah.
like that a lot more than the modern one.
flaming
Honestly.
swords and shit. That'd be tight.
And just think about all the kills and shit that'll be in it. All like the grotesque, just cutting them up and shit. Like yeah,
You have like magic in one hand. Like I don't know.
there's a
Like
lot that they.
metal ass fucking like medieval music. Just like
that fucking yeah, dude. I can already hear it.
That'd be sick.
But yeah, so they haven't said much else about it. But there is. I know there were rumors about it being like some kind of like prequel game. So I guess we'll see.
And I feel like I mean Doomslayer with the guns and whatnot is not exhausted, but it's been drawn out pretty far. Like a good like shift like that could be really good for the franchise. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. And then the where'd it go? Oh, I'm trying to find the most important ones from last week. Okay, here we go. Call of Duty 6 or Black Ops 6 has been confirmed by Activision after following a string of leaks and stuff like that. But apparently, they just officially confirmed it and put out a teaser for it. It says a dark new chapter of the Black Ops franchise begins Call of Duty Black Ops 6, a previously shared emblem featuring 3 wolf heads matches files found in 2023's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 with connections to the game. Reliable Call of Duty fan page Charlie Intel posted another teaser image that, when zoomed in, shows the word Gulf in orange letters. This suggests Black Ops 6 will indeed be set during the Gulf War, as rumored.
Well, in the trailer, there was a trailer that just dropped, or like a commercial that has Clinton's voice in it.
Oh, interesting.
So that would match up perfectly with Gulf War.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see more of that.
Clinton was during...
No.
You're asking the wrong person here, honestly.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, that makes sense, actually, because it was before George W. But yeah, so that we're going to see more of that on the 9th as well on the Xbox Games Showcase. They're going to, officially drop some trailers and stuff.
I think that's going to be dope, man. I always look forward to the Black Ops games over all other Call of Duty games. Like, that's my favorite, series. Like, fuck the Modern Warfares, fuck all the other Call of Duties. Like, I'm a Black Ops guy, And I like the fucking zombies a whole lot. Like, I feel like Black Ops never misses with the zombies.
Dude, zombies, I just want them to take it back to classic. Like, just give us
They had
an
some
old
classic
zombie.
going on in the last one they did. Cold War had some real, just, like, old school feeling zombies. Like, but they also had some new school feeling zombies.
but
like,
so that was the first
was
time
a
they did the
mix.
big map zombies.
You could do either or. Like, that's what I liked about it. Like, they tried something new, but they also have the old shit too for you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I'm really interested to see what they do with it. But other news from last week: Mad Max franchise director George Miller has said he would only be interested in adding another video game to the franchise if it could be made to the highest level by someone like Hideo Kojima.
Honestly, that's kind of doing a disservice to the existing Mad Max video game.
It was awesome, yeah.
It was a fucking great video game. Like, people do not understand how good that game was, man. Like, it's so slept on. It's made by the people who did the Shadow of War games, I'm pretty sure. Like, the Lord of the Rings
it was the
games.
Shadow of War. Yeah.
And which
he's not saying that the game was bad. He's just saying he wants to make sure that it's also another good game.
I know. I'm just saying. I just feel like it doesn't get enough credit. Like, you can find it in any bargain bin for like $6, and it's just a dope ass game.
Shit,
you know what I
dude.
mean?
Yeah. Like, at this point, that game's been out for almost a decade.
Yeah, but it's on PC and stuff, and it holds up really. Like, like every good PC game, it scales well. You know what I mean? You can adjust the resolution, the frame rate, and all that. Crank it up.
Yeah. Speaking to Gaming Bible on the red carpet for Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, Miller named Kojima the ideal candidate to take on a video game adaptation of the film series, but admitted he would, quote, never ask the legendary game designer to take on such a project because he has so much fantastic stuff in his own head.
That would honestly be fucking insane. If you let Kojima do a Mad Max, like, can you imagine what kind of weird Norman Reedus type shit would be going on?
Of course, Norman Reedus would be.
Norman Reedus would be the main character for sure, which
yeah.
actually would be great. I could see Norman Reedus in a Mad Max thing. It would work.
But it wouldn't make any sense. It would be like him. But he'd be like some guy who refuses to drive cars. Like in the
so he walks
across the desert.
Yeah,
it's just Death Stranding, but in Mad Max.
or he flies like a small like go-kart plane thing like that. Like he creates like a whole like this is what it would be. Mad Max would be taken off of the ground. There would be like those little kite go-kart flying things, and that's where it would all be happening. But they'd be like huge, and people would be like standing on the back of them and like fucking playing guitars and shit. Like, I don't know. It would just be stupid.
Yeah. Don't let Kojima do that.
Yeah. Alone in the Dark reboot flopped. Embracer says. When did
it didn't get enough publicity, bro? Honestly, it was the one with David Harbour and
I don't remember.
And
that.
the girl who's also pretty big. They had 2 big actors in the fucking game. I mean, you know what I mean? And, like, it was pretty well made. I played the demo. The demo was good.
Did we do a video game podcast, and I have no idea what you're talking about. I know what Alone in the Dark is, but I didn't even know they rebooted it.
Yeah, dog. It's pretty new, too. Like, that's exactly why I think it flopped, because nobody knew it came out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't.
It's not a bad game. It looks better than fucking the Silent Hill that's coming out. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion.
Dude,
personally.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Garbo. Also, okay, in news from last week, what will playing a video game look like 10 years from now? Will video games be something we beam directly into our brains? Or
I hope so, dog.
Will it be still gaming?
Let's go.
Goodbye reality.
Beam me up, dog.
In a new video, Sony has imagined what a PlayStation controller might look like 10 years from now, and it's something straight out of Star Trek, just so you guys can see. Let
me see.
Oh.
Like,
me
how?
see that.
Why do they? It's like almost like Sony, like execs are just fucking stupid. Like 10 years from now, we will be living in a more multi-layered world where physical and virtual realities overlap without boundaries. If
They're
Sony-
trying to make the PlayStation Portal seem cooler. They're like, look how similar our futuristic
Yeah.
concept is to our existing thing that nobody's buying.
Yeah. To explore this question, we conducted a prototyping exercise under the concept of creative entertainment vision, envisioning through the lens of Sony's creativity and technology. Here, we present the future as an extension of our lives today. Dude, it was the worst looking thing I've ever seen.
You remember when the
Yeah, I saw
PS4
that
was going to come
concept
out
design.
and they had all those concept controllers that were just all crazy looking? Fucking like.
Oh, dude, this is what they thought the PS3 controller was going to look like back in the day.
Nah,
It's
dude,
called the Boomerang.
the
That's
PS6,
hilarious.
Yeah,
PS3000.
This
There's
is-
all kinds of crazy names, dude. People.
no,
thought
this
it
was the patented, like from Sony.
Oh, that was really?
Yeah,
Oh.
they patented that
Oh, I
controller
thought that
for
was
the
Oh,
just
that's
PS3.
like
terrible,
Fan, I thought
dude.
that was a fan concept. I remember seeing that back in the day.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was called the Boomerang controller. It was one of the prototypes.
Thank God
Yeah.
that didn't go through.
But
Yeah.
but the controller that they're showing in this video is basically like it's like a controller with a big circle in the middle of it, like an open circle, and then the screen like floats above the controller.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know what the fuck's going on.
It's like an augmented reality screen.
Yeah, I think that's
and,
what
like,
it is.
The two controllers. They're probably saying like there's some glasses that you put on. And
I will say, can Sony, as far as just official controllers go, Sony's got the controller game on lock. That shit is dope. Like their
I think-
fucking dual sense controller
Yeah.
is fucking incredible, dude.
it's
Like,
badass. Both controller, Xbox and Sony's, are really comfortable. They've always
I
been.
got one of the new Xbox controllers to use with the PC because Xbox controllers play nice with Steam. Really
Yeah,
well.
it just works.
And so, like, I like the new ergonomics of the newer Xbox controller
Super
too.
comfy.
It feels a little like nicer in the hand than the old one, and it's got that like grip on the back, that texture. You know what I mean? I do enjoy the new Xbox.
They're both
controller.
fantastic
Yeah.
controllers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if Xbox got on the old haptic trigger train because
Yeah,
that shit's
I mean,
fucking
that's really
cool.
what sets Sony's controller apart. Is it's got the little trackpad on top, which is pretty neat. But the actual haptic feedback, it's not even the triggers. Like the triggers are cool; they are really neat, and they like add a lot to games that utilize them. But the rumble effects are so different. Like whenever you're like, it's not just like a, brrr, it's like a
specific.
It's like if you got like an idling truck in the game, like you feel the like
Though I will say
in the fucking controller. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's wild. Like I mean,
it's a lot
when
more
I played-
specific rumble.
the game that we were talking about, the Dark Souls like game, what was it called? For Lords of the Fallen.
Lords of the
Fallen.
It does it with my Elite controller, where like if you're near one of those like doors or whatever, like you can feel the heartbeat like going through the controller. To
yeah,
poop, poop.
and they'll definitely do like like timed rumbles.
No, but it's
that
like
are
going down
still
your hand.
effective, but it's just not the same as the PlayStation,
Yeah.
man. Like they'll do like it'll crawl from like one side of the controller to the other, and like
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was doing
Yeah.
with my Elite controller, which I've never felt that in a
Maybe
game
it's just
before.
the Elite controller because that's
Yeah,
not the
maybe,
case in the regular just Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't know. I literally have never felt
Not everybody
it do
can
that
drop
before.
$1,000 on an Elite controller, Jamal.
It was like $150, and I didn't get it. It was
like
a
I
gift,
said,
okay?
$1,000.
probably worth, honestly, considering how much I use my controller and brake controllers and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah. Before that, I was using like a shitty like knockoff controller, and I would have to buy a new one like every 2 months. It was horrible because they're shitty. Like the knockoff ones are trash.
even make
that's
the
why I go
knockoffs
with the
last a while.
official Xbox brand ones usually, but I don't get like the Elite ones. I just get like the normal,
Yeah.
I get like a
Mine's
cool
got little
color
pads on the back and shit. But anyways,
Janelle's a pro gamer.
I'm a pro gamer, dude. After a shakeup at the top of the business and the enormous sales success of Helldivers 2 behind it, developer Arrowhead has said it has a grand ambition to become the next Blizzard or From Software.
All right, guys.
Yeah, they're like, dude, we did so good that we're
Pump the brakes a little
basically
bit.
Blizzard.
Honestly, though, that's cool. That kind of confidence usually translates well into like a second project. You know what I mean? So hopefully they make something dope as fuck in the next.
Or it goes completely south. It's like one or the other. It's like, you know, you got to be careful. But they said we pride ourselves on being an independent studio. We have to see what the future holds, but there's nothing in the plans where we want to be acquired by somebody. I want to see how high we can fly and bring Shams on board. We have a good potential to realize the future of turning into the next From Software or Blizzard. It's like, dude,
Good luck to him. I mean,
yeah. I mean, okay.
you know, maybe From Software. You know, I don't know. I could see it.
Yeah.
You put out a couple more bangers like Helldivers, then yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and say it's impossible. You know what I mean?
never know.
Yeah, and one other big one I think is important to talk about is the fact that Nintendo purchased the studio that ported Hogwarts Legacy over to the Switch.
Okay.
From Embracer Group, like they bought them from Embracer Group and brought them in. So
You know,
I
with
guess,
good reason. If they can do shit like that, I mean that is some wizardry in and of itself.
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I
some
mean?
real
Like,
magic.
well, and I think that's why. I think because now they've got that deal with Xbox, where Xbox says they're gonna bring like all their games.
So they
to,
need somebody who's capable of doing like Call of Duty
Call of
quality games. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm thinking. That's for. I bet you anything, it's for the Call of Duties going
Good.
forward.
You know, good.
But anyways, that's it for last week. If one of y'all want to take the Sony State of Play,
Here, I can do that.
Knock
Let
it
me
out.
see.
one of you PlayStation fans,
Let the Sony pony over here. do-
What can I say? You know what I mean?
you riding that pony. to the-
Sony
the
pony, Xbox, Xbox,
Xbot.
PC
Peace.
Master Race. No.
All right, so these are not in the order they were announced, but we're gonna talk about all these because this is a pretty decent state of play. Not like the craziest thing ever. Most of the stuff
I
we knew
am
was coming.
So fucking excited to talk about one aspect of this state
Same
of play.
here. There's
Oh, God.
But we
Chomping at
gotta.
the
We'll
bit.
start with
get through the boring
I'm
shit.
just gonna go through what they have it in order. But again,
Yeah.
this is not the order they announced it in the show. But we got Astrobot, which is a sequel to the little free-to-play game that came with the console.
I've got high ambitions for that, or high expectations for that because
Me too.
that game, like just the little
short one.
was so good. It was like
Well, not only that.
Mario or Mario Odyssey, but like
Sony.
Sony.
Yeah. And this is going to be a full release version of that. And to top it all off, these guys are responsible for the Astrobot Rescue Mission VR game that came out a few years ago also, which was equally awesome and ambitious and fucking dope. So I'm really, really excited to see what they do with this. The trailer shows like a really colorful, cool world with like lots of like fun powers and stuff, like Mario Odyssey style. It shows the little Astrobot getting like punching gloves and like changing shapes and stuff. So I'm like, this looks pretty neat. You know what I mean?
We kind of called this. I feel like we talked about this whenever I played that Astrobot on your PS5.
Yeah, you sure did.
We were like saying, dude, they got to make an Odyssey-like game because like
It's
they're
just too
sitting
good.
on money.
Yeah.
They're sitting on fucking money.
Wasted potential if they didn't.
For real. I'm surprised it took them this long, dude.
Which probably means they've been working on it for a while,
Oh,
which
yeah.
probably
Like a
means it's
passion
going to be
project.
really good, you know?
Yeah.
I
It
hope
looks
so.
good. Just the trailer looked really just fun. Like, it looked like it made me happy to watch the trailer, and I can only imagine how happy I'm going to be playing the game the whole time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not some like rebooted IP from like, you know, the N64 or whatever. They're like taking a whole new IP, making a really good like platformer.
I like
you know?
how Astrobot was just meant to be this like little like demo thing. Like he's just, you know, Astrobot's showroom or whatever was the original like Astrobot thing, and it was meant to be a demo for like the iToy or something like that. It was like way back in the day, back like whenever they had the camera thing on the PlayStation.
Oh God, I forgot.
And it was
about
meant
that.
to like interact with that, and it was called like showroom or something like that. But ever since then, like the little robot guy has just been so loved and adored by
just
like
stuck
all
around.
like they keep doing stuff with him. You know what I mean? It makes me happy to see him like just kind of blossom into his own thing. You know.
Yeah.
Then they revealed Concord, which is a 5v5 character-driven first-person multiplayer shooter, which doesn't sound too great, but like the trailer looked really interesting. Like the graphics look good, the gameplay looked fun. It definitely looks like something I'm gonna keep my eye on for sure. We got
Did they give a release date or anything?
Let's see, August 23rd.
Did they give a release date for Astrobot or anything?
Astrobot June 7th, or no, launches September 6th. Pre-order begins June 7th.
Damn, that's soon.
Yeah, right around the corner. That's exciting. God of War Ragnarok got the PC announced trailer, which is really cool. It's coming on September 19th, and it's going to be dropping with the Valhalla DLC for no extra charge, which is really cool.
Nice.
Then we got Until Dawn, also coming to PC and PS5. It's going to be rebuilt and enhanced. Super cool. One of my favorite games of all time.
Did they show a trailer?
We did get a trailer, but we didn't get a release date, I don't believe. But the trailer looks great. It was already a really good-looking game for a PS4 game, but, now you got enhanced lighting, you got, like, better character models. Everybody looks more realistic.
Is this still the same character? Like actors and
We
stuff?
still got Hayden Panettiere. We still got Rami Malek. We still got all the, other actors and actresses that made the first game so great. You know what I mean? Because I feel like their performance is a big part of why that game is so awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, Until Dawn coming. Then we got the big one. Well, at least me and Devin's big one, I think.
Super, super stoked. I'm already looking at purchasing one.
Me too. Skydance's Behemoth.
Oh, you
is
do? Okay,
coming
Behemoth. I thought you were talking about the.
Oh no, this
adaptive.
is something you could do with the headset though.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Yeah,
and I think this
Behemoth,
is
man.
coming to every VR platform. So
The
no
combat
worry.
looks really good.
Looks
the
crazy,
monsters
bro.
look insane.
So like it shows like the combat looks like fucking Blade and Sorcery, but with like more. I don't
a
know,
little
like,
bit more.
He
'Cause
shows him like punching a dude's head off at one point, and then like cutting some dude in half.
He cut,
like
well, no, he cut
his
his
face in
yeah,
half.
he cut his face off. So there's like very locational damage. You can like damn near like a lightsaber. It showed him like fighting, and he like swung, and the sword just like went through the front half of his head, and just his face fell off. Like
Nice.
shit like that.
It
like,
looked really crazy,
Like
man.
slicing a tomato.
But he also has like a
some
grappling hook
lightsaber
thing.
shit, yeah.
There was one scene where he like shoots a dude in the foot with his like grappling hook and like pulls him off a bridge or something. Like that was really cool.
There's
I was
another
like,
where he used the grapple, pulled him, and like punched
oh
him.
yeah, that
like-
looked neat. The whole game looks really fun. It looks like it's going to be action packed and like have a lot of cool like sword play moments. And it's the
And then the
people who did
behemoths
the behemoth
Or
looks pretty
huge.
cool.
I
They
can't
only
wait to
showed
see
one,
that.
and it looked like a big old like elephant thing.
with a giant like ball on a chain that it just like slams.
I'm
and it's
starting
as
to think there might just
big
be
as a
one
house.
behemoth that the game is about.
No,
you know what I
they-
mean?
They showed two different ones.
Did they?
Mhm.
Because all I saw was the elephant thing.
Nope, there was a second one that they showed in the trailer. Watch it again.
I'll have to watch it
It's
again
like
for
a
sure.
more humanoid or like tall man looking.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think
The
it's
game
at the
looks
very
cool.
end. I think it's the one that's
Oh,
like
that
about to
steps
step on
him. Yeah.
I think that's the different one. But it showed. There's also it shows like a clear look of that one. But it for sure showed two different behemoths.
Very cool looking game. I can't wait to try it out.
I mean,
play
the
it.
scale of it, like seeing giant monsters and like potentially having a good story like that.
I'm
in
excited
VR.
about fighting the little dudes. I think
Yeah.
just the whole thing looks fun. Like there wasn't like a weak point looking part of
looks
the trailer. It
very
didn't really
promising.
look like what I thought it was going to look like, but it's very cool looking.
It exceeded my expectations because I kind of like throttled back my hopes and whatnot for it. Not
Yeah.
like, especially like it was over a year since we got the little cinematic teaser,
Yeah.
and I was just like, but then no, they it looks like they're gonna deliver on this shit.
All right, moving on. We've got a trailer for Path of Exile 2, which is actually kind of interesting looking. It's got couch co-op. It's going to be free to play. But what this really looks like is it's filling the void that PlayStation's going to have if there's any future like Diablo games, because this looks like fucking like a Diablo clone. But
Yeah,
like
that's a path.
Path of
also-
Exile's on everything, but that's Hans loves that game.
no, this is Path of Exile 2.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure,
on
yeah.
everything. Yeah, it's coming to everything. Path of Exiles is like already a really popular PC Diablo like, but it's like it's way deeper than Diablo. Like
It looked deeper. It
Yeah.
showed him like flipping over like a crowd of like monsters and like shooting ice at the ones behind him and then shooting a fireball in front of him and hitting a different crowd. It looked cool. I was like, yeah. And
we've,
like
we've heard nothing but good from our
It's
buddy
got-
Hans
Hans.
is obsessed with it. He's got like 1,000 hours.
Well, the new one's supposed to have like crossplay
Probably
and
not.
like cross progression is what the commercial said, and it's supposed
Nice.
to have couch co-op, so you can play at home together
Nice.
with other people if you want to. It looked like a lot of fun. It looked
bet-
like something I would definitely play with some homies if I was just chilling. You know what I
I'm
mean?
about to say, if it's gonna be a better Diablo, I'll definitely hop on that shit. Because
Yeah.
Diablo felt just kind of shallow to
Just
me.
bland.
Yeah, especially the new one. I don't know what it was, man. I
Oh.
really wanted to like it, but I just instantly was like bored.
Everything
as fuck.
looks the same in Diablo 4. Like all the land area, like everything, all the areas
Landscape.
looks like snow and dirt. Like
The lack of moves. Maybe I didn't
Yeah.
play it. Maybe I probably didn't play it enough to get a good move set. But like,
I was
don't-
just bored, dude.
Yeah.
I had more fun with Diablo 3 personally. I hate to say it.
I love Diablo 3.
Yeah, Diablo 3 was a fun game. And then we had Monster Hunter Wilds. I think this is the first real trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds that showcased gameplay and stuff.
Yeah.
Looked really neat. It showed them like riding through a sandstorm and this giant fucking ship, and like they're all talking, and then they go out and like hunt these monsters, and like it looked cool. It looked really cool. It looked like Monster Hunter. You know what I mean?
a lot of people on the internet are gushing over the chick models.
Oh
the
yeah,
chick
no,
character.
yeah, they definitely
blonde
have some
one.
super hot fucking Monster Hunter chicks in the Monster Hunter
I thought you were
game.
gonna say a hot monster, so I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, some really sexy monsters.
just
Sexy monster.
It's getting real weird in here.
Then we got a Silent Hill 2 gameplay trailer, which I will say looks a little bit better than the last gameplay trailer they showed, but
Yeah.
like not much. You know what I mean? I'm
You
really
can still
worried about.
tell it's like it's made by people who have never made any action in their games
dude.
ever.
I'm still gonna play the shit out of it. Don't get me wrong. Like when this game comes out, I'm going to buy it and I'm gonna play it. You know what I mean? But I have very, very low expectations for it right now, just judging by the gameplay trailers. And I don't even know why. I can't even put my finger on what about the trailer makes it look like it's just not made with the same kind of love like that, like the Resident Evil remakes or something have been made with. You know what I mean? Or even the Dead Space remake. It's like you look at it and you're like, this just doesn't
I think it's
have that
because
same attention to detail or something. You know what I mean?
it's because Bloober Team is such a small team, like in scope, like not just on the fact that they're a small group of people. It's that their scope has always been so limited. Like it's always been a walking simulator. Like every single game they've ever done has been walking.
Yeah.
It's like how did they see this and think these are the guys that we should get for
Yeah.
an action shooter horror game?
Look, I
Well,
mean,
I don't know,
they
Jamal.
might kill it. Like I don't know. I'm just
I don't
saying.
know. You gotta walk before you run.
Wow.
That's true.
Maybe
I'm sorry. I'll leave.
Yeah. Get out, Devin.
I'll see myself
Get
out.
no, but like, I mean, like they should have at least hired somebody from outside of the company to come in and do the action parts.
Well,
like,
and for an IP that is so like people have been so highly anticipating the return, and for like another like remaster or redo of this game, like, and for them to just toss it to these folks, I feel like it was very irresponsible.
We'll see how it goes, I guess. You
yeah,
know,
it
like
could be early.
it might end up being a banger. Maybe it was just a bad trailer. You know what I mean? But like, it just looked like they're gonna try to do a whole bunch of like scooty, fucking fast things, and then act like that's gonna be the scary enough. You know? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's coming October 8th, though, so we don't have to wait too long to get a chance to play it. Then we got Alien Rogue Incursion. This is Servios' next game, which is a pretty acclaimed VR developer. They're responsible for a lot of our great VR games, like the Creed boxing game and a couple other good ones. They are putting out Alien Rogue Incursion. It's going to be an alien survival horror VR game for PSVR 2 coming holiday 2024. So that's pretty cool. If you've ever played Alien Isolation in VR, there's like a really, really good VR mod for it. Like, and it just completely makes the game like super immersive and terrifying. It's honestly one of the best VR mods I've ever played.
I remember you talking about it.
But highly recommend that, and I'm
Yeah.
super looking forward to the new one. Then we got a trailer for Marvel Rivals, which is like Overwatch, but with Marvel characters. It
yeah.
actually looked kind of fun. Like, I hate to say it, and I think it's free to play.
Can't be
Yeah.
worse than Overwatch. I mean,
I mean, personally. I had a lot of fun with like Paladins back in the day, so I feel like if you give me like Spider-Man and stuff, like, and just give me Paladins with Spider-Man, I'm fucking all about it. You know what I mean? I'll play
Has
the shit
potential
out
to
of
be
it,
cool. I
you
mean,
know?
all the different powers and shit.
It looked like fun. Like, it didn't look like the like craziest game, like it's gonna win any awards or anything, but it looked fun. You know what
I
I
feel
mean?
like they could do a Marvel MOBA. Like, I don't know why they keep going for Paladin type games. Like,
I'm about this. I think it'll be fun. But I also think a MOBA would also be fun.
it'd just be easy to do.
I would
feel
do
like.
either one. I think they would both be a good time. But
You throw Hulk in that bitch though, and he just bodies everybody. I don't know.
It's true.
Then we got a new Dynasty Warriors announced. Dynasty Warriors Origins. It's going to be the largest battles ever
my
seen in a
gosh.
Musu game.
No one cares. How do you keep making these?
It's actually kind of crazy that they've made so many damn
Isn't-
Dynasty Warriors games. But
Isn't
like,
Ant a big? No, it's a different.
no one's actual fans of Dynasty. Have you ever played a Dynasty Warriors fan?
Very long.
Game, sorry.
Very long time ago.
there's got to be somebody out there that plays those bitches, man.
There's nothing
They keep
fun.
making them, dude.
Nothing fun about them.
Why would they keep making them if nobody's buying them?
I don't know. I don't get
Are
it.
they? They're just straight strategy games, right?
No.
No,
you
there's
fight-
zero strategy.
There's
you just
nothing.
You literally
Fight
just
crowds.
wade through enemies
Yeah.
like fucking like. At first,
That's
it's
right.
actually kind of cool because you're like, I'm cutting down hundreds of these motherfuckers,
And then it doesn't change.
And then an hour
Yeah.
later, you're like, okay, I've cut down thousands of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
How many more can there be?
And not a single one has left a scratch on me. Like, you're just a one-man army.
Okay,
Like,
yeah, I have played a Dynasty Warrior way back in the day.
The only one I liked was the Persona spinoff one they did. That one was kind of fun.
They did one for Zelda, too.
I was just
yeah,
about- yeah,
the Zelda
yeah.
one was okay.
None of them are good. They're just
Yeah.
okay. It's like, all right, I guess.
It's
Some
only
people-
fun because it's like the thing that you like that they've put a skin
Yeah.
over it with.
But the whole time you're playing it, you're wishing it was just the game that
Yeah.
they put the paint
Like
on.
that's what I was saying. The Persona game would have been so much better if you just replaced all the Dynasty Warrior battles with like normal Persona battles. It
Yeah.
would instantly just be a better game. Like, all right, then we got the Ballad of Antera, which looks fucking really cool. This is one of those like sleeper games that I don't feel like a lot of people are talking about. But it looks neat. It says it's a free-to-play fantasy action RPG, which is weird as fuck. Like, but the gameplay looked like fucking like Elden Ring or something. Like, it had a very Elden Ring-y vibe to it, and like the graphics are incredible. It all around looks really good.
I'm gonna have to look into this one. I didn't see that one.
Definitely
Yeah.
worth looking into. There's a game coming out called Infinity Nikki, which is like a cutesy, like, you're like this cutesy girl, and you like go around and dress up in different outfits and like fight demons with like blue balls of light or something. I don't know. The graphics look really good.
But of course,
It kind of looks like Sailor Moon and
I was about to say, is
Pokemon
this
mixed
Sailor
together.
Moon?
Like,
yeah, like, you're a magical girl who puts on different clothing and fights demons. Like, so Sailor Moon.
sounds like some
pretty
really-
much. It's like the trailer showed her in like 15 different costumes. Like,
Sounds like some
fucking-
raunchy animes that I've heard of.
It didn't look very raunchy. It looked very wholesome.
It's
Like,
like
Oh,
a
okay.
little girl. Like, what
No.
is
So
it?
it's just the premise.
I mean, she's probably like 17 or something. I don't know.
Oh,
But
okay.
she's out there doing stuff with her little like Pokemon looking pal. And he's like taking pictures of her when she puts on a fresh outfit, and she's like posing, and then showed her do some like boss fights and stuff. I don't know. It looked weird. It looked like Pokemon and like some sort of like
How's the action? Like the
the action
the
looked
fighting.
very like simple.
you just press buttons.
No, I mean it looked like maybe like Zelda, but with like a little more simple. You know, like I don't know. Check it out. It's worth looking at. If you're like, it might be for you. It's not for me, but it might be for you. It's definitely not a bad looking game. It's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? Then there was Where the Winds Meet, which is an epic wuxia open. I don't even know what that means.
A wuxia?
Wuxia open world action adventure RPG set in ancient China is bringing its martial arts mysteries to PS5.
Let me read what wuxia is. How's that spelled?
Wuxia.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm looking this up now.
I don't even remember the trailer for this one, and I honestly remember almost every other trailer like it.
Chinese fiction.
Yeah, a genre of Chinese fiction concerning the adventures of martial artists in ancient China.
Like real Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon shit.
To me, this looked like the least memorable out of all of them, just because like I don't remember it.
We're probably
like,
saying
you know
that
what I mean?
I'm almost positive we're
Yeah,
saying
because
We
it's
probably
a
are.
she. Like
Yeah.
X is a
Wuxia.
no.
Whoosh,
We- we-
whooshai.
How do you pronounce
Is it
this?
wuxi? What is the X sound?
Whooshu.
All right, we're gonna scrub that. No, I'm just kidding. Now, go to translate on Google, just so we know for the future. I feel like now that we've said it one time, there's gonna be like 30 games that. Woo,
Wuxia.
xia.
Wuxia.
Woo, xia.
Yeah, I figured we were butchering the shit out of it.
Yeah,
Well,
we were close.
yeah, I don't know how to say whooshy y'all, man. My bad.
Well, I'll see you.
Daggum, Brent, don't you speak to...
Dadgummit, man. Anyways, that's all we had at that Sony daggum State of Play,
That's
man.
not all we had.
What
You
about
forgot
the
to-
PC?
You forgot to mention one
Well,
big thing.
That wasn't listed on the Sony's goddamn website,
I'll find
man.
it. Hold
so-
up.
Well, another thing is that you ain't even got... I don't even need an article. I'll tell you what.
Tell you what.
So-
Tell us what.
They are going to allow the PSVR 2 to be used as a PC VR peripheral, and I am so excited.
No, that's really cool, and
They're
I'm
releasing an
happy that
adapter.
it's happening. But like, I'm also fucking pissed that the adapter is gonna cost me $60 fucking dollars, dog. Like, what?
On
Well, I'm
August
gonna-
7th.
I'm going to have to get the
You got
headset,
me
an
fucked
adapter,
up.
and a DisplayPort plug-in. You have to have the Sony DisplayPort plug-in as well.
What?
Yeah. I was looking it up.
But the adapter comes with everything to plug in and play. It
Like
says.
every GPU has a DisplayPort plug-in in it.
No, so I was looking. There's some Sony DisplayPort thing. I was reading on like
Is it just
here.
a display?
After announcing incoming PC support for the headset in February, a PlayStation blog post today confirmed the adapter will be available for $59.99 on the August
Which is ass.
7th date. The adapter connects to the single USB-C connector found on the PSVR 2 and allows owners to play PC VR games without a previously required PC VR headset. The adapter doesn't come with everything required to plug in. Doesn't. Required to plug in and play, however, as players will also need to purchase a DisplayPort cable compatible with DisplayPort 1.4 and most obviously a VR-ready gaming PC.
Yeah.
Well, that's not too big of a deal.
it's like
I
20
have like 3 DisplayPort cables if you want one, dog. Like,
No, it's like a port-
It's like an adapter that you plug
into the
port.
DisplayPort.
So
it said DisplayPort cable.
no,
like,
it said
No,
adapter.
adapter.
It says DisplayPort cable compatible with the DisplayPort 1.4. So you need an adapter.
Yeah, no. So it says a DisplayPort cable compatible with DisplayPort 1.4. So you just need the cable. You don't need an adapter. The cable is gonna hook your adapter up to your fucking computer.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's just
weird
got to
way
be
to-
in a DisplayPort.
Yeah,
basically.
you can get those on Amazon for like $8. But like, you know, and that makes sense because DisplayPort is better than HDMI all day, every day. You know what I'm saying?
Also this, due to the PSVR 2 being designed specifically for the PS5, Sony offered a disclaimer that users who wish to buy the adapter will notice that some key features, such as HDR, headset feedback, eye tracking, and adaptive triggers are not available when playing on PC.
HDR is not available.
HDR is an issue.
Yeah, however,
Why would that not be available? That doesn't even make sense.
some high
It's
fidelity
just a screen.
and sensory immersion features on PSVR 2, such as 110-degree field of view, finger touch detection, see-through view, and 4K resolution will be available. But
And so, that, I mean,
Yeah.
I mainly want it for the OLED screen, pancake lenses, and the really good field of view.
I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to activate HDR just like any
Yeah,
other
that-
screen you hook up to your fucking
That doesn't make any
computer. You know what
sense.
I'm saying?
why wouldn't the eye tracking work?
The eye tracking makes more sense because
It's
it's
a
probably
software.
like it's probably related to the actual hardware.
But you're gonna
of
have
the
to download a
PS5.
fucking. You're gonna have to download the PSVR 2 app on your PC. So why would they not just package
It
the
seems
the
lazy
software?
of them to not just
Yeah.
include whatever software is necessary to make it work. You know what I mean?
I think it's
this is
intentional.
them washing their fucking hands of it. You know what I mean?
Or it's being like, hey, you don't want to buy a fucking PS5. Well, fuck you. You can only
Well,
get these features on PS5.
It's got to work with Steam too, too, because there's no fucking point in putting it on PC if you're gonna make a whole like PlayStation ecosystem.
It's gonna work on Steam.
You know
Yeah,
what
no,
I
it'll
mean?
be-
It's
Steam
talking
can-
about
yeah.
Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
confirmed compatible with Steam, but the fact that they can't, since you have to download the PSVR 2 app for the headset to work with the PC, why not just throw the software in it for the haptic?
I do think if you already have a PSVR 2, it's probably going to give you a cleaner image overall than like if you were to play like through a Quest or something. It's probably going to give you like a comparable image to like a fucking Index or something. So that's pretty cool.
That's one
You
thing
know what
I
mean?
am concerned about, though, is the off chance that it doesn't.
I'm sure you'll be able to see that before it comes out,
I
or before you
know.
buy one.
But-
You're welcome to try mine if you want. I'll just,
Okay.
I'll
But I want
get
to
it.
get. I want to buy. See, the headsets are selling cheap. Like people are reselling those headsets real cheap right now.
Snag
when-
one now while it's
like I saw
Are you
somebody.
but that's the thing is like now that they've announced this, I bet they're gonna shoot up already.
My
like,
thing
That's what
is
I'm
though,
saying.
like
no,
I-
by now
I feel like if
No, I
you
looked
don't,
last night.
if you don't have a PS5, I feel like you might be better off just like trying to get like a used Index or something. You know what I mean? Like personally, that's the way I feel. Or a Vive Pro maybe.
But I mean, the price is way higher in that case, though.
not if it's
I mean,
used, right?
I mean, maybe. You know,
because
like
I mean,
there
I
are some
found a
people.
used headset. I found a used PSVR 2's like setup for $300 on Facebook Marketplace.
Mm.
That is a
So,
good deal.
Yeah.
350 or 360 or
I
whatever.
mean, it's way better than like a Windows mixed reality or some shit. That's for sure. You know what I mean? Like,
Who's buying a mixed reality for fucking headset gaming though?
no, I'm just saying that used to be a thing. Like, I mean, there was a point where the Windows was trying to push, like, had contracted like
Yeah.
Lenovo and stuff to make all these headsets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just like the moment I tried a mixed reality at the Microsoft store, I was
They're
like, dude,
so
there's
bad,
no way. Like you could tell it was like made for like just like being in a classroom or something. Like I don't
Yeah.
even know what that was for. But anyways, yeah, so that's the gist on that. That's the Jiffy. Was it Devin? Who's next?
Yeah. Excuse me. So, Ready Player One creator Ernest Cline reveals new metaverse experience, Readyverse. Did you see this hot steaming pile of shit? I saw like the article for it and whatnot, and like had like a little inkling of hope of okay, metaverse might actually be getting on the train of like actually making something that would be closer to Ready Player One, kind of like how VR chat has.
Yeah.
No, not at all. It doesn't even the gameplay and like the little trailer for it doesn't even like give me an inkling that it's even in VR.
VR
'Cause it was
chat is
all-
easily the closest thing to Ready Player One that we
Yeah.
have. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and it's horrifying.
Yeah.
I don't want any more of it. Like
I took you through a good little tour of
Yeah.
VR chat. Yeah,
I felt like all we found was just like either a bunch
furries
of
and mirrors.
kids and a bunch of
the dark side of humanity.
potential
in there, you know?
like criminals. Like
I haven't had a good little troll or stroll through fucking VR chat in a minute.
Troll through.
Yeah,
VR.
This is
I'll
like,
go with you. We could make a trip after this if you want.
yeah, this is
Dude,
like
it's
dudes
always fun
walking
just
around
to
with
visit it after a while, just to
giant-
see.
Come back and just look at your old ridiculous skin that you put on the last time you were in.
No, mine's great. I'm Mordecai.
I think I'm like an alien or something right now.
Fucking.
Well,
also-
I think I was the last person that played your game, so I turned you into a like a weird. What did I turn him? Samurai Jack.
Oh,
I
that's
turned you
cool.
into Samurai
I'm
Jack.
cool with
Yeah.
being Samurai
Yeah, because
Jack.
I took you to some Avatar worlds to find one.
I was
Yeah.
Ugandan Knuckles for a long time.
Do you know the way? Dude, that era with VR chat was hilarious.
That was the best era. of
Anywhere
VR
you
chat.
went, every fucking room was plagued with those little bastards, and it was so funny
The
because
queen.
the fucking like the no lifers in VR chat would always get so mad at it.
Oh, they
Like,
hated it.
But that's all that's left now is the no lifers.
Unfortunately.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, there's
All the
people
Ugandan
sitting in there
Knuckles got bored. Like,
just staring out like windows, like in like lobby.
No, they're not
rooms.
staring at windows. They're staring at mirrors.
Yeah, mirrors. That's what it was. Just
Yeah.
staring at their skins. I'm like, dude. Like
And,
I'm
like,
talking
lay-
like
laying
just sitting
down
there, and
and-
they're all talking like just like yeah, dude. And then like I had to go to work the other day, and like
I hated it. I had to get off of
hated it.
VR
So,
chat.
like literally every conversation sounded like that.
and
like,
I'm not a super sexy 20-foot anime character in
Yeah.
real life.
I
So
mean, if you
hate
think
it.
about it, it's not that much weirder than just talking on the phone for a long time with somebody. You know
No,
what
for
I mean?
for people that are like, there's a couple worlds that you can go to that people actually do go and legitimately just hang out, not in a weird like narcissistic way of
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
staring at themselves for hours. I've seen a lot of like good conversations of like
wholesome
people
shit,
just
yeah.
people actually hanging out that live in different areas and whatnot and shooting the shit at a virtual bar. Like
Yeah.
that stuff's neat. Not the groups of fucking furries and
Giant
overly-
waifus.
It's like overly designed anime characters that have all kinds of crazy FX and shit and like other features. And,
Big old titties. Like
Bob and
like,
Big ol'.
like literally, it's just like dudes walking around as big waifus with big waifu titties.
Yeah.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
they're just like, hey, dude, what's going on? It's just like,
But anyways, this whole
Alright.
this Readyverse thing, I like watched the video on it, expecting to see like stuff in VR, right? And no, it was all in third person, very stiff animation, cheaply made bullshit. It's gonna be a terrible cash grab just using the name of Ready Player
Oh
One.
man.
well, what do you expect from the creator of a book that was written in like the 80s or whatever? Like, he's not going to actually understand what's going
Well,
on.
no, he doesn't. I think he's just allowing.
Oh,
Like,
he's just letting them
yeah,
use
'cause
the
it's
name.
like a metaverse thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Metaverse is a fucking joke. Like
Dude, you get ready.
Yeah.
Because once the metaverse is here, you can't
they're
leave.
gonna fucking cancel me.
You can't.
You're not coming back, dude. Anyways, Amazon has announced an original live-action series for Prime Video based on Sega's successful Like a Dragon game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That'll probably translate well to like TV. And
Which
there's-
I didn't realize Like a Dragon is the new name. Like, Yakuza doesn't exist anymore. The
Yeah.
name Yakuza's gone.
I think they didn't want to glorify
The
Yakuza.
Yakuza. Yeah.
I didn't understand that, but simply titled Like a Dragon, Yakuza, and including 6 episodes, this original series is directed by Masaharu Take, best known for the drama series The Naked Director, made in Japan. The series stars the hugely popular Japanese drama and stage actor Ryoma Takeuchi in the role of Kazuma Kiryu.
That should be good. Those games were called Like a Dragon in Japan for a long time, just like the Biohazard games and
Yeah.
the Resident Evil or whatever. I think they just did that so they don't have to call it two different things. You know what I mean?
Here, yeah, and it's going to be released in 2 batches on October 25th and November 1st. So, I
Cool.
mean, those are legit coming out. I wonder if it's going to be good. I don't know how you can kind of like bring that to the screen.
I don't see why you couldn't. Like,
It's very wacky.
I think you could just maybe like mitigate some of the wackiness a little bit and play
Yeah,
on
go
them.
over the
You got to
top.
go over the top
Go
with
over the
it.
top.
Like, I feel like you
Live
that's
action
part
anime.
of it. Like, you got to
I
have
think
it
if you were
wacky.
just play into the serious moments a little hard, like it could be like a really like gritty crime drama. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
yeah.
Like if you really wanted it to be. You know what I mean? Like you just don't have like eye patch guys show up and do the fucking splits every now and then. Like you know what I mean? Just make him show up and not do the splits. You know what I mean?
or
And you you're good. You know?
who was the not Michael Jackson, but the knockoff the knockoff Michael Jackson guy? What was his name?
Oh God, I
Who
don't
shows
even-
up? His name is like man, dude, that game was so funny. But anyways, also, yeah, Brent, Devin. you
Oh
got
yeah,
anything?
let's see what we got here.
Brent.
Pull out all the stops here. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
This one's pretty interesting, actually. Hitman 3 has been announced for MetaQuest 3 headset, with this version rebuilding the 2021 game to create a new experience. Developed by XR Games in collaboration with IO Interactive, Hitman 3 VR Reloaded also brings some John Woo energy into the mix, as you'll be able to dual-wield guns for the first time. XR Games says this will add a new dimension of the strategic gameplay of Hitman, and as seen in the debut trailer, you can swiftly assassinate 2 enemies at the same time with a pair of 47 signature pistols. Blah blah blah. Other changes include a brand new cel-shaded art style, environments enhanced with more interactive elements, and overall user interface for VR. So this is actually super cool for me because like I think that Hitman, as it stands, Hitman 1 through 3 is probably the best, like one of the best VR experiences out, just because of like the way the game is set up and the way like the gameplay functions and stuff. It's just like a perfect game for VR. However, it's implemented super poorly on PlayStation, and it's all fucking performs really poorly on PC. You know what I mean? So, like, no matter what way you spin it, you're going to kind of have a bad time if you try to play Hitman VR, despite the fact that it has the potential to probably be the best VR game that exists. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the PC controllers are kind of wonky, right?
They're wonky, and it's weird, and it's like the whole game is just a little fuzzy and strange, which is another thing. I think if we're building it from the ground up for VR, with VR in mind, with the limitations of the Quest 3 headset in mind, they mentioned a cel-shaded art style, which I think is a smart move on their part. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't, like, the trailer looked good. It didn't look cell shade. It didn't look like you're in a fucking like 13 or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looked like fucking Hitman. You know what I mean? But I think it's smart for them to like take the graphics down just a little bit, you know, because it's obviously you're gonna have to. You know
Performance
what I mean?
over like
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want clarity over like shiny floors.
Yeah.
You know, because PSVR had the shiny floors, PSVR 1. But it didn't, like, everything, your distance in front of your face, it looked like you needed glasses or something. You know what I mean?
You were nearsighted.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
So
farsighted, whichever that is.
I'm super hyped about this. I think this has the potential to probably be the fucking best VR game ever. And I really think if it's, like, the full experience, because Hitman 3, as it stands, encompasses all of the Hitman games right now. It's got 1 through 3. So you
Nice.
get every Hitman game. So I don't know if it's going to be the full, you know, Hitman experience for Quest, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because they have the full Hitman experience for fucking PlayStation VR and PC. Like, you can
Yeah.
play 1 through 3, you know, in VR right now, just by owning 3, you know? So I'm really hoping that's what we get with Quest. I think if that's the case, you're going to get tons and tons of, like, replayability and fun out of it, and, like, I'm really excited about it. I'll be the third time I bought Hitman again. But
When
I
does
will.
this come out?
Let me look.
Because I'm definitely down for that. That sounds fun.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. It says pre-order on Meta Horizon Store ahead of its summer 2024 launch. So
Yeah, so
coming right out. Yeah.
Any day now.
Very, very hyped about that one.
That's
Damn,
hecka
whatever
cool,
happened to
dude.
fucking San Andreas, Meta?
Dude, that's some bullshit.
Fucking cocksucker.
They
Nah,
can't.
dude.
I can't believe they just did that and then just never said anything else about it.
Never
Dude.
said it. Yeah.
That was some
Fuck
bullshit, bro.
you.
I already
No,
That would have been
y'all,
the most
dude.
fun VR thing of all time.
Oh
dude.
my god, man! Like, talk about replayability and just like getting
I
to
would've-
revisit San Andreas
Bro,
in VR.
I would have
like,
never left Grove Street, bro. Ballas
Oh
for life,
shit!
dude.
Here
You
we
just
go.
never leave the first part of the game. No,
Yeah. Fuck you, Meta. Fuck you for doing
no,
that.
like I said, dude, once the metaverse gets here, bro, you ain't leaving, dude.
Dude, if they'd have
You
gave
just
me
gotta
San
give it
Andreas, I
time.
wouldn't have left. I fucking
Dude, it's still happening. They're still in the background just working on that.
Bro, imagine
No.
following the train in VR on that fucking dirt bike, dude. Like,
Probably be way easier, honestly.
yeah, way easier.
So is GTA 6 coming to PC after console?
No. No
PC
shit, yes.
PC gamers have assumed it would ever since Rockstar unveiled perhaps the most wanted video game on earth for
Bro, we're gonna
PlayStation
get
5
Grand
and
Theft Auto
Xbox
San
Series
Andreas
X.
VR before we get fucking Grand Theft Auto 6.
6 on PC.
Yeah.
Fucking. Now the boss of Rockstar parent company Take-Two has issued a vaguely worded statement that, if you read in between the lines of the corporate doublespeak, suggests that yes, GTA 6 will eventually come to PC.
No shit.
Obviously,
Yeah.
it's
But
gonna
it's like
come
a matter
to
of
PC.
when.
Yeah,
Like,
it'll probably be a year after, just like GTA 5.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto has always kind of prioritized the consoles
Yeah.
versions of things. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they get
Like
it.
even in the recent updates where they did the graphical updates, they implemented like ray tracing modes and stuff, and they didn't put any kind of ray tracing features on the PC. They just added it onto the console, which is silly because it's like, you know, obviously if anything can handle the ray tracing, it's going to be the PC, but the consoles are the only one that got fucking ray tracing.
It's probably-
added.
They
if I
got
had
their
to-
start on, you know, like I feel like
Console.
well, technically they didn't though because GT or the
OG
first
Grand Theft Auto, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
the-
that was on PlayStation.
it was on PlayStation, but it was also on PC.
That's true.
If I had to guess, and I'm not a developer, but the specific confines of each console's
Makes it
abilities,
simpler. Mhm.
like or power and everything, and like having very specific specs